sponsoring it. It's sponsored by Gears of War. Like
So
every time you play that thing in Gears of War.
You know what? That shows you how desperate the producers were for that Wu-Tang fucking documentary film series. That's how desperate they are, boy. Because you know what?
Yeah.
I've seen TV shows in the UK that do well, but for some reason they end up with a cleaning product as their sponsor, and I'm like, fuck, you couldn't do better than a cleaning product.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not a TV, not a Sony Blu-ray, not something else. A car, even beer. How about lager? Even a beer brand, but no, a cleaning product that nobody wants to fucking do cleaning anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you're talking.
All right, we are live. If I remember correctly. Yes, we are live. What is going on? RGT family, RGT crew, how y'all doing? Welcome to the podcast, RGT Podcast, live every Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. It is good to see everybody back here on this channel. I know you guys are in for a treat. You guys know you're in for a treat, just like I know we're in for a treat, but we have a lot to talk about. I'm sorry. We have a lot to talk about. It's going to be a good show. Thank you guys so much for showing up. Do us a huge favor. Hit that like button. Go ahead and share it out. Let's get more people up in here. And let's definitely get to some fun times. A lot has happened this week. A lot of news has come out. And pretty much, I said this on Craig's podcast. I kind of went back on my word on the stream.
Liar!
I went back on my word on the stream. I said if we're tired of being right, I was going to put that as the title. But unfortunately, I didn't put that as the title because we had better titles.
Yeah, I'm tired of winning. Doing so much winning right now. I'm tired.
Hashtag winning.
You know what? Talking about winning, do you know what really pisses me off?
What?
There's this person, I don't even want to name them because it hurts to even mention them, right? And I like them, that's why it hurts. But there's this person, they usually make videos on Fridays. That's all I'm going to say. Usually Fridays, it's all about PlayStation. And they covered PS5 today in their video, talking about the CPU and the GPU speeds, and talking about how it's only them and Digital Foundry that have been discussing this. And I'm like, you motherfucker. I don't like when people do that, because even if you don't know a little channel like mine, even if you don't know there's other channels like bigger than mine that have been covering it way before you, Mr. M. I won't go any further, but way before you, and now you're gonna turn around and say it's just been you and Digital Foundry all this time. Like that really gets to me. Do you know why? Because that's the most. Even if you don't know, you don't say it, do you? Because you don't. That's like saying you've seen the most beautiful women in the world, motherfucker. You only been in one country, the one you were born in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really got on my nerves. And I like this person. So it's just one strike. There's 3 strikes for everybody. That's their first strike. Because I know they get news from me. I know they get details from me. Because I've watched their stuff and they're repeating what I've said word for word. Now you want to turn around and say it's just been you and Digital Foundry all this time? Get out of here with that. Imagine I said that. Imagine I said that. It's just me and Digital. Imagine, you know what? If anyone's got the right to say it. No, but wait a second. If anyone's got the right to say it, yeah? It's me, but not even I'm saying it's just about me and Digital Foundry with all this PlayStation 5 news. And I'm saying it before Digital Foundry saying it. And not even I'm saying it's me and Digital Foundry, and basically screw everyone else because no one else has been doing this like I've been doing this. I'm like, damn, man, I'd like to throw Rotten Tomatoes at this man.
But Digital Foundry they did a pseudo guess. I mean, what if the CPU is faster than 3.2 or slower? They're taking a guess. It's an educated guess, but they are still taking a guess on how fast it's going to be.
All right, fuck it. People be thinking it's the wrong person. It isn't MBG. It's not that person. It's actually Mystic, and that's what upsets me because I like Mystic a lot. I do. I've been watching Mystic for years. Yeah.
Yeah, he's good.
I like the dude. Someone told me about him long after I started my channel. I didn't even know he existed, but someone said, "Oh, have you heard of Mystic?" So I typed it in, and I realized the guy's doing PlayStation stuff too, and I like his content. But that bugs me a bit to say that. That's so disingenuous. You can't even make a mistake saying something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's purposefully planned out. That's like you saying that is determined. It's like, I don't know, man. It's premeditated. You don't say it's just been me and Digital Foundry really covering this. I ain't seen no one else covering this.
Yeah.
Man, that's just us. I don't like that. I've been putting in this work too long for someone to be coming along late in the day, you know, like that K-pop band, late in the day, to come tell me that you know it's just them and Digital Foundry doing it. I'm like, get out of here, man. Listen. I stamped this from 2016, late 2016. I started talking about PS5.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Hey, man, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about
No,
this.
but that's wrong. I'm calling people out.
He's good.
You know, I'm
he's
gonna
good
start. I'm gonna start calling people out. Actually, that's what I'm gonna do.
Uh-huh.
Not in a drama way.
Right.
I'm just gonna call people out because there's too much people taking credit for shit they even done.
Yeah.
Like, you don't build a house. You don't build a house with your bare back, blood, sweat, and tears for someone else to live there all their life for free while you live in a fucking wooden shack. You don't do that.
Okay. Yep.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. Well,
Anyway,
ladies
no,
and
I'm not
gentlemen,
gonna hate on the guy. I'm not gonna hate on the guy. I like the guy, so I'm not hating on him. I just thought that was a bit weird to say that.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're definitely going to start this show. Let's get into some good times. Let's warm everybody up. I think Carlos will be jumping in momentarily, so he'll be joining in a little bit. So, let's just go ahead and move on to a topic that is pretty interesting. Now, I remember when he left Microsoft, everybody really didn't have no worries for the guy. Obviously, he was going to land on his feet. But Mike Ibarra, ladies and gentlemen, is now officially working for Blizzard.
Yeah, he announced it while we were watching AEW.
He knew all
funny.
along, man.
Yeah, it's funny.
He knew all along, talking about what's next for me. He knew what was next. You don't leave one job with no job.
Yeah, my man said, I'm going to Blizzard. I'm going to be working on COD. Or no, actually, no. He's not even in development. He's just, what was he, a vice president? That what he was? Executive
No,
vice
he's
president?
he's a general
Oh,
manager.
it's a power move, right? Because he would never have, he would never have got that much attention at Microsoft because there's too many other heads there.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. How y'all feel about that? Y'all think anything new is going to happen?
No, just good for him.
It's Blizzard, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's Blizzard. They're screwing with the Chinese, man.
Yeah.
He's joining. Mike Ibarra is joining a company that's right now dealing with a bunch of scrutiny right now.
They're in bed with Chinese, so he might be speaking Mandarin tomorrow.
Oh, Lord. So y'all think he's going to be bowing, making
even
Cantonese?
Cantonese? Well, of course. Listen. China's a big market.
Yeah.
It don't matter what you think about the red flag. It don't matter what you think about politics. China is a huge market for any business.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm happy for him. I just wish him nothing but the best of luck. He's tweeted back to me a few times over the last year or two, but I wish the guy nothing but the best. I mean, he's he's getting out of Xbox. I mean, that is the Titanic at this point. It is the Poseidon. So
he wasn't ahead, basically.
Yeah, just get on out of it. It's where they're going is not, and if somebody offers you another position and it's going to pay you just as much and you're happy and you get better hours, it's a good night's sleep is something that you can't pay for.
He's got more autonomy now as well. He's not lost in that sea of executives because there's less executives over at Blizzard, obviously. But here's the thing: he's the one Xbox. I'd say high level executive that wasn't a fanboy. That guy played PlayStation games, and he took a lot of flack for going on for going on Mixer with a PlayStation. I think he's talking about what should I play? PlayStation. Like he does a lot of Mixer stuff, right? And he kept saying he kept talking about Sony games a lot.
Yeah, people got mad at him. Yeah, didn't he play God of War? Didn't he play God of War on Mixer?
Apparently, he was playing The Last of Us the other day.
Oh, it's Last of Us. Yeah,
someone in the chat.
He's already,
good for him.
Already committing adultery.
Oh God.
No, that's good. It shows you that it's a job. It's not his. This is not his. This is not his wife. He's married to. It's not like he's made a commitment forever to worship Xbox. It's like that's the sign of a real gamer. Just because you work for one company that happens to be a direct competitor to another company, don't mean you can't play their games. I'm sure Phil Spencer's got a Switch. I'm sure Phil Spencer plays on Switch a lot, as well as PC and PlayStation and Xbox, I suppose. Yeah, because
no, I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah.
All right. It's a good point. Good point from everybody on that. I guess it's start
But
with another big one here. Obviously, this is a big one. The Last of Us 2 has officially been delayed. It's no longer coming out February. What was it, 14th or something like that? It's now coming out
February
on
20, I think 19th. I think
2019. Well, yeah, it's coming out May 29th, right?
I thought it was the 19th of May for some reason.
Yeah,
the day I said that in my video, but it happens to be the 29th.
Yeah, it's coming out the 29th. So, how y'all feel about this? Or basically, to give you the full rundown on what Neil Druckmann said, he said they're basically delaying the game because he played through the game and he found out that the game actually had some untextured and unpolished areas, and he wanted to pretty much take the game off for 3 months to add more polish to the game, make sure it's up to the quote-unquote Naughty Dog standard, which is always a good standard at this point. You know, the games they drop are bangers, so I got no problem with them doing that. But they're officially taking it out for that. So
how long we waited? How long we waiting for this game?
They announced it in 2016.
For quite some time. I do find it weird though. I do find it weird.
So about 3 years. 3 years, right?
Yeah, 3 years.
Yeah.
So is 2 months really gonna kill you?
No.
True. Well, the weird thing about it is the fact that you guys remember the latest trailer we got for the game. They showed off the release date. They said the release date is coming there, and it's like everybody was ready. They already cleared their calendars for it, and as soon as they cleared their calendars for it, it's like, oh, by the way, guys, we're delaying it to May 29th. It's like, okay.
Well,
So-
people are retarded because they delayed Uncharted 4.
Yeah.
They
Like a month,
did
right?
do this, and it's not that big a deal. I mean, it gives Final Fantasy 7 some time to breathe. It gives MLB The Show 20 some legs to breathe, and just play those two games.
It was a bad time anyway. February was a terrible time, to be honest. When they announced February, I was a bit surprised. In turn, you know, I was thinking to myself, I didn't, articulate this in any type of video or a tweet. But you know, when you just think to yourself, February is odd. You know what I thought it was odd? There's some big third-party titles coming around that time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Some big games are coming out in that time. You know, some big hitters, like on all platforms. Like that's a lot of competition. I mean, why launch your tentpole first-party title in a sea of confusion?
Yeah, I love it. I mean, you look at the way businesses do their quarters. They've got Death Stranding coming out. I guess this will be the end of Q4 or beginning of Q1. And as soon as Q1 is winding down, they're going to have Final Fantasy 7 and, MLB The Show right there. Then as Q2 starts, I believe that's when Witch Call It will be there. And The Last of Us Part 2. And like I said, I look, they've got a game coming out with two girls kissing, so take your time. I mean, Rockstar delayed Red Dead 2.
That's the only part of the game I want to play. I'm just gonna trophy that and leave it alone.
Yeah, I'm a pause that part. Like, all right,
I'm
that's
expecting
it,
like
done.
12 screenshots from you on Twitter of that one particular scene, like from different angles.
Who,
Yeah,
me?
From Cracker.
Yeah, and I would hate if that part's not in the game. I mean, if that was just something that they put there for that, E3 thing. But I would be mad at that. I may feel, what's that word that the kids use? Feel some kind of way. But at the end of the day, I personally don't care that they delayed it. Ubisoft delayed their whole goddamn year.
Yeah, but Ubisoft did that to push all the titles onto next gen, and I'm sure Sony would love to be able to get away with that. I'm sure Sony, right, has sat as among their group, the higher ups around that round table with all that Illuminati symbolism around them, and they got their checkered marble floor, black and white. They got the pillars behind them. They got horned fucking goats hanging off the wall. But here's the thing, right? I'm sure they're probably thinking, I wish we could push all these games to the PS5's launch, but PS4 gamers will not have that.
Yeah, you're going to be a kind of.
They will not put up with that.
Yeah,
because that's almost forcing them to buy the new system because it's going to look exponentially better, enhanced. So you're getting a lesser version of something that you've waited so long for. At the end of the day, I'm sure Sony have been thought, I wish we could move The Last of Us Part 2 to the launch day of PlayStation 5 and Ghost of Tsushima, all of them games. I'm sure the ones that they still have to come out, they'd love to have them all stacked up as PS5, but they can't. It's too late. They're committed. They committed already.
Yep.
Yeah, they're in the end game now. I
During the
personally
in-game
like
now,
this.
Craig?
Well, they're spread out. I mean, if you really think about it, you've got a game coming out, a big game, Death Stranding, and Medieval is here now. You got from what I've heard, the Star Wars game that's supposed to be pretty good. That's coming out in a few more weeks as well. You got Call of Duty today. You Outer Worlds hit today. You got some good juicy titles, even if you have to backlog them. But I like the spacing out. I mean, let me play Final Fantasy VII and not say, well, let me see if I got enough space here. I'm gonna have to get rid of something so I can get the Last of Us. No, I mean that's fine. Last of Us is a nice. I mean, you had people saying it was going to come out this month, or in Halloween. Oh, it'd be perfect for Halloween with the zombies.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
So
I really like that name. I love that name.
What's that?
Great Tantrum. That's an awesome fucking name, man.
I do see that.
Kudos to you.
Yeah, but no, they just the fact that they are able to spread their games out is what I like. So that's for me personally. So I don't mind this at all. Take your time. I mean, like I said, Rockstar delayed Red Dead for like 6 months, 7 months. They delayed Grand Theft Auto 4. Yeah. Take your time and do it right.
Take your time. Don't rush for the minute. Take your time.
And again, I don't think it's going to do as well as Final Fantasy VII. I just think Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, there's another thing that's going around.
Don't be stupid. Oh no, look. What, Craig, get your head out of your AMD fucking components. What do you mean? How can you say that The Last of Us Part 2 won't be as good or sell more as much as Final Fantasy VII? Are you crazy?
No, you can't.
Are you crazy?
No, nostalgia. You can't put a price on the
those
nostalgia.
people. Let me tell you something. That was 1997. A lot of those people who had all that nostalgia then, they're grown, old, fat, lazy, wearing slippers, married off with kids. They're too busy trying to keep the roof over their head.
I agree with that.
RPGs.
They'll get over it. They'll be fine. They just need to. But they need to take their time. I was surprised that the. No, go ahead.
I'm not fully disagreeing with you. I'm just saying.
I know what you're doing.
That's a big statement, though, isn't it? That's a big statement. Oh, Final Fantasy VII. I know it's not.
Final Fantasy VII has been being made for about 4 years as well, 3 or 4 years as well. So it's going to be big too. And again,
no way. The Last of Us 2 is going to murder Final Fantasy VII.
It very well could. I'm not going to say
now it's
going to chop with the same axe that they use in the game.
Yeah. Now it's up against the Avengers now.
Well, yeah, another game.
It's going to murder that one too. Let me tell you something. It's going to murder that. Let me tell you something. There is nothing going to sell better than The Last of Us Part 2 unless it's a Rockstar game called Grand Theft something.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that.
Even Cyberpunk 2077 isn't going to sell more than The Last of Us Part 2 because it's coming on the PS4 and 5. Do you understand? Last of Us 2 is 2 platforms technically. Think about this though. The Last of Us Part 2 is going to have a second sales bump, another wind behind it because it's going to catch that sale because it's going to launch on PS4. Everyone's going to be hyped. And guess what? The same people and more are going to double dip for the PS5 version if the download isn't as good as buying it standalone. Because I'm telling you now, Sony are going to repackage it for PS5. It ain't just going to be... There will be a download, obviously, for those who own it already. But they will repackage it too, and to make people go out and buy the box version, they might give you something they're not giving you in the download.
What happens if they don't? They don't give anyone who bought the PS4 version to download onto their PS5 unless they're doing backwards compatibility.
Yeah, but you're not going to get the enhanced features unless Sony decide to patch it. That won't automatically happen just because you stuck the disc in a more powerful PlayStation.
You know what's interesting about this too? Apparently, with them pushing it back, supposedly, Ghost of Tsushima supposedly got pushed back too with this announcement. Even though it didn't have a release date, they might release it further back as well. Now that
well, again, I don't know how they say that got delayed when they never had a release date.
Never had a release date. I don't know why. That's even in the title of videos.
What games that didn't have a release date? I missed it. Sorry.
Ghost of Tsushima. Like they stated,
no release date. So
it was 2019 once upon, and then they quickly stopped promoting that year. Didn't have a fixed release date.
It just showed us the demo, and then that was pretty much it. That was like the only demo we got for the game.
They showed that off. Look, 2017, late 2016.
Was it 20?
It's been more than 2
no, it was
years.
20.
It's
It was
been more than 2 years.
2017, I think they showed it.
2018.
Because remember, it was at that show where they
It
the
wasn't
big screen.
2018. It was before
It was
2018.
2017. Yeah, 2017.
It must have been the middle of 2017 or end of 2017, but it's been about 2 years. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Since I'm sure it's been 2 years since I saw that first trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll just have to wait and see. I'm excited for those games either way. But I'm not surprised by the community, the way they react. They got nothing to talk about. Nothing to talk about. They're not.
You love them, bro.
You know,
you love the community.
Look, Xbox is not getting a game, AAA game, till 2020. At the end of 2020, maybe, because Halo may get pushed back. But just the utter moistness is that Ubisoft delays its entire catalog. Rockstar Games delayed Red Dead Redemption. Rockstar Games delayed Grand Theft Auto 4. Games get delayed constantly, and people act like this is a big deal. Go outside. Go do something outside. Oh my God. Go kiss your girlfriend.
Go run your ass around the park.
I already got too many games that I got from Humble Bundle today.
Yeah, I forgot I had that Yakuza Kiwami. I forgot I had that downloaded on my PlayStation. I'm like, oh, that's still here. That's right. I need to go ahead and play this. Yeah. You know, so it's just, I got to get Judgment. I got to finish Days Gone because everybody wants to see something called a Sawmill Horde. I don't know what the hell that is.
Wow.
Not yet. All you have to do is place bombs all around the sawmill. They all die.
Not anymore than that.
Well, by God, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to place little traps, and then they run right to them because they're dumb. Yeah. They're zombies.
Ain't that true?
They're dumb. They don't have the sense enough to flank you the other way.
That's why you got to rate Hideo Kojima, because he announced his game after having fallen from Konami. Okay, losing his studio, rebuilding the studio, not having an engine, being given an engine on a USB Decima by Guerrilla Games, no offices, had to find offices. I'm sure Sony helped out with equipment. You know that, innit? Gave him a nice fat check. Go and buy this, go and buy that render station, whatever you want, right? But he still had to do all of that prep work. And this man hasn't even delayed the game, and it's already being tipped as one of the greatest games he's ever made.
Yeah, I hope it turns out like that. And I'm excited for that game because I like his stuff. He thinks out of the box. And as I said before, you've got these numbnuts running around saying, how come everything is copy and paste? These games are the same. Here comes a game that's out of the box. There's going to be some familiar controls with it. It's Kojima. Mm-hmm. But we get that with this, man, and people are still bitching and moaning. Now, people have DM'd me today all day. Do I think that this game will go to PC? Yes. But the reason why is because it's a second-party game. Sony doesn't own this studio.
I think Resistance is going to PC. I think Resistance 2 by Resistance 2.
That was one of the topics. Yeah, I know.
They said press F to show respect. Now, does F exist on a console or does F exist on a PC?
PC.
The last time I looked, it's right here on my PC. It's lit up in green.
F, right? F. So I got a feeling, because they did say that some games are going to fit the PC. Like, I think they were talking games with a heavy multiplayer. Maybe, for all we know, Bluepoint could be working on Resistance 2.
Or SOCOM.
I mean, it's possible because
because I don't think Insomniac would go back to it because they're too busy with other projects. So it looks like that's something. That's something another software porting studio would probably do the remake or remaster of it. Yeah, like Bluepoint or something. Like they specialize in that stuff, like Panic Button and all that stuff. Yeah, so like, I mean, we could be a million miles away from what Bluepoint are doing, but it does seem like they said they're resurrecting a big PlayStation game from back in the day. I mean, that's a big game, bro.
Yeah.
I
was like, okay, now this isn't the first time we've seen Sony advertise a game that was like big in the past. For example, they had Sean Layton wear a Crash Bandicoot t-shirt before we got Crash Bandicoot's announcement. They showed off like tweets for Crash Bandicoot 2. And it was just a lot of games shown off. Even Ape Escape got the same treatment on Twitter. So the fact they did not really shock me. But I was looking, I was like, does that really mean we're going to get it early?
What does F mean, though? What does F mean? How do you correlate F with a console or even PlayStation? What's the connection? There's no correlation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you said
maybe
press
nothing.
F to play respect. This is an old thing, you press F to pay respect, Twitter thing. But I don't.
Is it?
I
Is
don't
that
know.
something that everybody that's well known on Twitter that you press F to pay respect? I've never heard of that.
Yeah, they do that for a lot of things. They press F for respect.
I've been on Twitter since consistently since 2014. I've never come across that phrase.
Wow, you never seen nobody do that on Twitter when they go press
Nope.
F to pay your respects to this game or
No,
something?
never.
Oh,
I'm not saying it hasn't happened. I'm just saying I've never seen it.
Yeah, the Almighty
So you
Spartan
never
God.
played Call of Duty Advanced Warfare?
Yeah, I've done
Okay,
it.
well maybe it has nothing to do with PC then, if that's the case, Ryan.
Yeah.
I just made the connection to PC simply because of the F
and what they said in the past, yeah.
on the keyboard.
Yeah. And again, if they're able to get PlayStation to run games at 60 FPS, there's no reason not to crossplay with PC. I don't know why H1Z1's not crossplay with PC yet.
Oh, it's a meme from Call of Duty. Thank you.
Yeah.
PEF.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Didn't you play?
I didn't know that.
Advanced
I
Warfare?
really didn't know that, man. I don't know that. I didn't know that. You learn something new every day. I didn't know that.
My gosh.
But I won't be making a video about that, by the way. So it doesn't matter what.
Yeah, I did hear about that gaming editor. He said, did you hear about Media Molecule wanting Dreams on multiple platforms like PC, Switch, and Xbox? Yeah.
Well, again, they want you to self-publish the game.
Yeah.
Because Dreams allows you to make your own game.
Exactly.
So
this
why
is like
not
for future indie developers? So that's why they want it on everywhere, which makes sense.
Everywhere.
It is a perfect indie.
Yeah, but why
game.
you don't need it on Xbox then, do you? You just put it on PC. And
You can. Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
Don't you use a PC to make games anyway? Why? I don't know if. Are you sure they mentioned Xbox? Because it doesn't sound like something the first party studio would even say.
They just said other platforms.
Yeah, I'm not sure I know they wouldn't have said Xbox because that's
Yeah.
in some companies that's a fireable offense. You could get fired for that.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
I get that for sure. Let's see here. So that was going around. Let's actually get into Sony Ben. So Sony Ben went out on Twitter and actually made a post saying that their new project is actually in pre-production. So
yeah,
lots of
obviously
theories going around what it could be.
Everyone knows it's bloody Days Gone, prequel or sequel.
Everybody knows Days Gone, yeah.
Well, actually, this is just a game called the Sawmill Whore. We just run around the Sawmill Whore.
Here we go with this, man. It's the Sawmill.
Yeah, so. Listen, man. Sony's not going to give them a second gamble on another untested product. They're going to say, well, the sales look good. The game could have been tighter because obviously it had a great commercial acclaim, but critically, there were a few things that they could have tightened up on.
Yeah.
So Sony's going to simply point them in that direction. More quality, more budget, but the same title. I can't see Sony saying, go ahead, make anything. No. Guerrilla Games have to beg. Guerrilla Games had to beg for almost a year to get Horizon Zero Dawn. You think an ex-PSP fucking developer, especially one on a PS Vita that didn't really sell a ton, you think they're going to get more clout than Guerrilla Games? I don't think so.
What's interesting about it too, the game, that game is gonna look not only is it gonna look better, but it has a lot more potential at this point for the PS5 version, but for the future, like with the new engines and whatnot, like with new hardware. So I don't see any of the issues that we got from the previous, even existing with the PS5 at all, with the sequel.
Yeah, well, I mean, to me, that game, Days Gone, when he found his wife, she's a complete bitch. I mean, the way she's acting, I would have thrown her to the zombies.
Oh God!
Don't say that about her, man. I got a pixel crush on that girl.
Oh, I'm not saying that she's not a nice-looking person, but man, that's the way she's acting, man. I'd be whooping her ass.
She's got a great personality, man. There's a method to the madness, bro.
I'm sure it is. I gotta go ahead and finish.
There's a reason why she's behaving. If she's behaving to your disliking, there's a good reason for it.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to give any spoilers away, but believe me, she's nice. You'll find out. She nice.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Especially when she's picking flowers. When she picks flowers, she's even nicer.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Oh, that one mission on there was called "I Tried to Hit That."
And it called the outster, and it tries to say how sexist. The developer
Yeah.
was for even having her bend over in tight jeans. How dare you have a woman in tight jeans
Or the
bending over
dialogue
to
that
pick
she
up a
had at her
flower?
wedding. She's like, ride me like your motorcycle, something like that. I was like,
How
oh,
dare a
God.
woman be proud of?
Oh, yeah.
How dare you celebrate a woman's sexuality? How dare you?
Oh, lords. All right.
We should all stare at our fingers, shouldn't we? That's what they want us to do. Stare at the left hand or the right, whichever hand you use. Stare at that one. Don't look at
What
women.
if you
Look at
don't
your
have
hand.
any?
Look at your hand. Less trouble.
Foxy, what
Cheaper.
if I don't
No
have them?
expense.
What if I don't have them?
If you don't have hands, you better be good with your feet.
What if I
Oh,
don't have
God.
feet?
You
What
better
if I
remove
don't
some
have-
ribs. You better do like Prince did and remove a rib so you can take care of yourself.
Yeah.
How? But how?
Well,
You done
let me tell you
You
something.
done broke
When you
Logan.
got itch, you find a way to scratch it. I'm sure you'll cope.
You done broke
My
Logan.
God.
Yeah, he broke me.
Oh, my God.
He broke me down to the
Let
brim.
me move on for the God's sakes for the topic here.
Yeah.
Okay, so just when you thought Bethesda couldn't get any more sleazier and couldn't piss off the community anymore, they launched a premium, pretty much subscription service for Fallout 76. Now, basically, with this subscription service, by the way, you can pay for $100 and you get private servers. You get supposedly more atoms per month. You get unlimited storage and new placeable fast travel points with Stash. What if I told you that that's a lie and that they just showed it off? They said the servers are not private and the scrap box and whatnot actually is deleting stuff that you have. And they want $100.
First of all, you have to be a prize turkey on Thanksgiving to want to even pay more than you'd pay for a service like PlayStation Now, Game Pass. In fact, you name it, it's more expensive than all of them, even the premium shit.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy.
I'm guessing that Bethesda wants to be the worst company of the year. They're already trying to compete with Blizzard already.
You said they're trying to follow
I
Game
think they're
Pass?
jealous of. I think they're jealous of EA.
Probably
I think
so.
they're jealous of EA and Activision. I think they want the title for worst company.
Nah, it's Blizzard, dude. To be honest, that after what happened, no, they're the worst company out of all.
No, I think they're
I'm
jealous.
sorry.
I think they're jealous. They really want that badge. Oh, you are the worst company.
Yeah, exactly.
At this point, they got it.
they-
I mean, shit.
Yeah, that's a
EA,
bad
despite
practice.
the bullshit, they got a better game to look forward to, and that's Star Wars.
But you know what? Do you know what's funny though?
Yeah.
Do you know what is really hilarious? For all the shit you're gonna hear people talk about Bethesda and their terrible business plan and terrible monetization of Fallout, they're still gonna run out there and support Doom Eternal. They're still gonna run out there and support the next Skyrim. So I ain't listening to anybody.
Yeah.
People pick and choose. People pick and choose their argument when it suits them.
Yeah.
And then Doom get delayed too?
Yeah, Doom got
Yeah.
delayed a couple.
Call the law. If it got delayed,
Yeah, it
God
got delayed
forbid.
as well.
it got
So that's
delayed.
another delay. I guess February was a jam-packed. It was packed. I ain't gonna lie, that was a packed.
I think it was March. I think it was supposed to release this year, but then they moved it down to March.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what was it? Like, overall, to be honest, Bethesda should just take a loss with the Fallout 76. Like, why are you just doing this to yourself even more?
I don't think people care. I just don't think they care. That's the sad part. They don't care.
Didn't they have a helmet that turned gangrene and caused you to have skin?
Yeah, it was
disease?
it was a moldy helmet,
moldy
but
helmet.
apparently that was
Yeah.
sold out. Like, it wasn't really sold by them. It was like a collaboration they did, and it was selling moldy.
Doesn't
helmets.
matter. You wouldn't
Yeah.
have it if not for them.
Yeah.
You didn't
Well,
buy the
not to mention-
special edition of the Collaborator, did you?
Oh, not to mention they had the nylon bag.
Yeah. Then they gave you a canvas bag or something like that. Yeah.
What with the wrong material?
Yeah,
not
it was
as
the wrong
advertised.
material, man. They bamboozled them out of the bag.
They promised you Hessian, but all they gave you was plastic, thin
Yep.
plastic.
It's like, what? I don't get it. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, people are gonna rush out and buy the Wolfensteins and the Dooms and the Skyrims and
I
the
mean,
Elder
wasn't the
Scrolls,
last one
whatever.
received bad though?
No.
Wolfenstein.
Was it? Was the last one?
Oh well, that wasn't. I don't class that as the last one. That
Oh,
was
okay.
that was like an expansion spin-off nonsense.
No, okay.
I wouldn't class that as a main title in the series. I wouldn't, not personally. To me, it's like Watch Dogs, Young Blood or whatever. What was it called? Something Blood.
Young
Like,
Blood.
It wasn't It was just a spin-off type little thing.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh.
It was a spinoff.
So
It had its finer points, but yeah, overall it wasn't bad.
It wouldn't have been that rough if it was their main Wolfenstein. You got Wolfenstein. You got to say like the Germans. Wolfenstein. It wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be the same. They'd have put a lot more effort into it. You can see this was a quick, rushed out game based on the assets they already had.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
1 second. Saying what's up to everybody in the chat. What's up, everybody?
Yeah.
Hit that like button if y'all
What
enjoy
up?
yourselves. Good to see y'all.
Hit the motherfucking like button.
Move this away. So this right here was a little bit of well, it sparked a little concern for Mr. Craig Harris here, because Digital Foundry did a video.
Oh, Zaddy.
He did a video and they were talking about PS5 speeds. They were showing out they were building a little build to see how close they can get to the power. You was like, hey, Rod, is it an APU? I said, no, they didn't build no APU. He's like, well, there's not a fair comparison. Well, they're just trying to get to what they could get to the power. They were just trying their best. For what they showed.
I think all they were doing was showing you GCN compared to RDNA and the advancements made, on a like for like. It was technically, they're both the same power, but one is far more efficient than the other in terms of the architect, what do they call them? What is GCN? What is it called? What do you call that term? What is GCN? It's what?
Oh, GCN was
obviously it's not an engine. What is it? What would you call it? GCN, RDNA. What would you call that?
RDNA was just the server.
What's the technical term?
Well, it's just their architecture on how.
All right, then. So I was right then. Architecture, because I was trying to say architecture, but I wasn't sure if that only pertains to actual hardware as opposed to software solution and design, because it's a lot software based as well. It's not just hardware.
But Lisa Sue came out at CES and said that their RDNA architecture was much more efficient than their the architecture they use for GCN, Vega and stuff like that. So. Digital Foundry, I understand what they did. They're just trying to get everybody out. And it's not a perfect thing. That's why I said, what if it's faster than 3.2? What if it's slower? The main thing is that I understand what they're doing, though. I thought it was cool how they were just trying to give you a ballpark, in which that's what that guy said. This is kind of a ballpark.
It's kind of like a possible if maybe what you're going to get. Yeah.
Yeah, but for them to run around, for people were running around doing not YouTube people. I saw major tech radar saying the CPU is confirmed to be 3.2, and it's Sony never came out and said that, so it's not confirmed yet.
Let me just say to people in the chat who are scoring me for my German mispronunciation. I know the W isn't silent. I was taking the Mickey out of the non-German Digital Foundry people who keep, because Alex says it the correct way and Richard and the other guy, they don't say it the right way. So I know that there's no silent in. I'm European. Like, come on now.
Yeah, European, I'm a European. So
I'm born in Europe. I know it's not a silent. It's not Mexico. It's not Mexico, man. I know.
Oh God! Don't go down that road.
It's funny to me to listen to that, and people just run with it. I hope they're right, because what if that thing is 3.4? Is Zaddy going to come out and apologize?
Depends how much power they want to draw
Well, they're going to draw enough to do 4K 60 on some games and 1080p on some and 120 frames. It's going to be enough to do that. So 3.2 can get that done with the Zen that they're using. That's what they're going to do. It's they're going to come out eventually because eventually the CES is in like 4 more months, February. Yeah. So Lisa Sue is going to come out there and eventually give you the specs. Because she's gonna have to, or Sony will. So eventually, it will be out.
Lisa Sue's not going to give us anything apart from the technology they worked on. It's not her role to do Sony's publishing to be their publicist or their PR machine. That's going to be down to whoever Sony elects to be the front man. It could even be Jim Ryan.
It could be Lisa Sue
or someone new. Hey. Don't be surprised if there's a totally new face on stage talking about fucking PlayStation 5 that you've never seen before. Not to say they're new to Sony, just new to the stage. You haven't seen them before.
Yeah. What about that one young lady they hired? She's the game designer. I can't think of her name. She's from Japan. I cannot think of her name.
Ikemai Nakamura? Her?
Yeah, I think she'd be good for it. I think she'd do fine if they go with a new face.
I said she'd be a great presenter for shows if they would have her kind of like how Ubisoft has. I forget her name, but she's funny as hell for their events.
Yeah. Well, they need somebody out there because the games they show were trash. But at the end of the day, I really hope it's what these people think it's going to be because. I agree with Fox, your video that you did. I think they're going to have ray tracing hardware, but it's going to be limited. It's not going to be anything like a 2080 Ti. These people are telling you, So people need to get their expectations in order. It's going to be very good. It'll be better than what you got.
It will be used sparingly, ray tracing, obviously, because what you're prepared to pay for the machine, they can't possibly give you any high grade, Jamaicans know what I'm talking about. High grade RT, they can't give you any of that stuff, right? Lamb spread and them thing there, but it will be done effectively so that you will still appreciate it.
Yeah, it's gonna be better than what you got right now if you want to spend the money on it. So so I'm excited for it, but I'm not gonna be like overwhelmed and oh my god, I can't believe it. If they can do some photorealism to Horizon Zero Dawn or something like that, or jailbreak, that's what I'm interested in. Will they be able to jailbreak these games out of 30 prison and get them to 60? Because you're hearing people say they might be able to do it. You're hearing people say that they won't. So that's the idea. I'm just waiting on
Bro, it's a 3.2 gigahertz CPU.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Using Ryzen Zen 2 Plus. If it can't do 60, don't leave home.
Well, no, I'm just saying on games that are already out, could they take a God of War that's checkerboard at 4K at 30 and push it to checkerboard at 4K and then be 60?
Bro, they've already got it, bro. I promise you. They've already got God of War running at 60 frames per second.
Oh, that's fine then. Yeah, that's great. That's what I'm waiting on.
That's the least of your concerns. Trust me. Think about the new stuff. Not the old stuff's going to be easy to run at 60. But think about the new stuff, man. The new engines. That's where you're going to find 4K native, but running at 30 with ray tracing enabled. But if you don't want ray tracing and you don't mind dynamic 4K, then you shall have 60. But you will not have 60 on the end. You won't have 60 with everything, though.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I hope people are ready for it. Because they're going to still have some games, a lot of games possibly at 30, but at 4K. Or, something like that. So that's what I'm saying. I hope people keep it in check.
Craig, this is the rule. Yeah, this is how everyone should be thinking about PS5, okay? If resolution's so important to you, then clearly performance isn't. So you don't mind running it at 30 then. There. Have your native 4K with your little ray tracing at 30. Enjoy. The rest of us who might prefer performance, we're probably going to turn ray tracing off, and we're probably going to have a dynamic 4K, but we want it locked at 60. That's it. There is no extra sliders like you see on PC, where maybe cut back on the ambient occlusion. No, that ain't gonna happen. You're gonna get to soften shadows, yeah, or pare back the draw distance. That's not for you. You're gonna have basic options like you get on the Pro. Okay, you're gonna have the performance mode, and you're gonna have the graphics mode. Keep it simple because the more knobs you give people to fiddle with, the less they're playing the game.
That's true, and all this is going to depend on what anyway. So because nobody will believe what a Mark Cerny, who actually is helping design the damn thing, is saying. Or what Lisa.
And I hope I don't sound like I'm shouting. Yeah, you know what it is. I'm in a large room, so it carries an echo, so my voice kind of amplifies in here, and I'm passionate. I bleed blood, and I pump blood, and my heart pumps. I'm alive, motherfuckers. I'm alive.
And what's all with this tech talk, man? Like, you guys are getting me tired.
Oh, look who decided to jump in finally.
You
What's
sound
up,
like
mister?
you sound like a rapper, dude. What's wrong with this tech talk? You guys got me
Yo,
tired.
what's going on in this room?
How you guys doing, man?
What's up, bro? Let's see.
What up,
man? Sorry for the delay. I had a little ushering out of the apartment situation. I had to get these people out the apartment so they can go enjoy themselves, so I can have some peace and quiet while I talks to you guys.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, that's perfectly fine. I'm gonna bring back a few topics for you, brother. Here's one particular one that we just got over. Fallout 76 got a $100 subscription plan they doing, and they're giving people private service or whatnot. But however, it's been reported by Reddit that they're not giving you private service, and they're even deleting your stash in the game.
Did we already talk about this like 20 minutes ago?
Talking about for Carlos. Give him to us.
Wait. So let me get this straight. They're charging you for private servers, right?
And they're not private.
Plus, they're taking money and they're actually taking features away from you.
Yes.
Bethesda. How can I put it in a very, very shrewd way? Go fuck yourselves. Plain and simple. go fuck yourselves.
All right. Last of Us 2 was delayed. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I heard about The Last of Us 2. I mean, let's be honest, people. Let's be quite honest. Naughty Dog has been known to, at times, give deliberate dates and then change their minds at the last second due to what? Performance issues or anything that comes in between the mixes of anything that is going to make their game not perform to their liking.
Yep.
And that's just it. Like, you can't get mad. Now, in circumstances for other developers, it took them 5 years to actually get it done, but it didn't really, appease.
Oh, God.
Good night, Dawn. Good night, Dawn. Sleep well,
Dawn.
Dawn.
See you later.
Good night.
Take it easy, Ice Cream. Take it easy. Have a good one. But oh my God, these people.
Saved by the phone.
Saved by the phone.
That's your Xbox calling you. Where have you been? Are you coming home? Are you coming home?
Screw the Xbox. But going back to with the whole The Last of Us situation, guys, just be patient with it. Just wait till it comes out. It's
2
only
months,
delayed.
man. It's nothing, man. People have been waiting 3 years for this.
Come on, like it's not gonna really need to wait a month and a half for a proper game. It really is.
And not to mention, this is good for people who are more interested in The Last of Us Part 1. They could just play it all the way till the release date.
Yeah, and there's a lot of I know that there's a lot of people that have not played Part 1, and now would be the great time to actually get into the storyline of The Last of Us, so that you can prepare yourself when the Last of Us 2 come out, and you have a better grasp of the situation instead of just trying to buy the new game that looks so pretty, that looks all this, blah blah blah, and don't have the moral compass to even utilize the story. Just wait for it. Be patient.
What's that noise in the background, man? Someone in the bathtub playing with the rubber duckies.
Quack quack, rubber ducky.
Okay, I got. Someone asked me a really interesting question the other day.
What's that?
And I knew the answer to it, and I gave it to them, but I've not really talked about it in videos. I don't know why, but I'm gonna say it now. at some point, PS5 is going to drop frames, right?
Mhm.
It's not going to be able to do 60 like every console. But the good news is, PS5 is going to have a form of FreeSync built in. So if you have a FreeSync compatible monitor or TV, because FreeSync is going to TVs now, they're included them in bog standard TVs now. It's becoming really popular. So if it drops to like between 40 and 60, you won't even notice it anyway. It's still going to look like it's 60.
Wow, that is pretty.
So PS5 will have a form. I don't know if they're going to call it FreeSync though. It might have its own name, but it's definitely FreeSync in disguise.
Mm.
Well, there's that. I'm not even going to.
So games will drop eventually. So as long as they don't drop below 40 frames per second, I think there's a 20 frame buffer with FreeSync. It depends on the FreeSync you have. They all vary. Some of them only have a 10 frame buffer. So it's between 50 and 60. Some of them are between 30 and 60, like a 30 frame buffer, which is the ideal one to have. Because then all you have to worry about is the game not dropping below 30. But obviously, FreeSync stops working when the target isn't met. So let's say you've got a buffer of between 40 and 60, which is the most common, 20 frames. If it drops to that 37, it's going to look horrible. It's not going to work.
I will end up just throwing my PS5 out the window by the time if it drops to 30 or 37 below.
It won't work. It won't work if it drops beneath 40. You will see it tearing, or you'll see the VSync drop terribly, triple buffer and all that shit. You know, when it goes right down to 20, and then jumps back up again when the system load is less pressure. But you know, let's be honest. When games are so optimized on console, you don't really see 20. It's very rare to see a whole 20 frame drop, isn't it?
Very, very rare.
It's very rare. It's there.
There
but
are
it's
a
rare.
slew of the games that I can recall from my mind.
Yeah, but I mean a whole 20 frames, like from 60 and consistently stays in 40. That's rare.
Yeah, that's pretty rare. Pretty rare. But those exceptions have happened before with certain titles, and it's not pretty.
Usually it's 5 to 10 frames that it drops. You know, if the game's meant to be 60, sometimes it drops to 50 or 48 or 45, even a 15 frame drop. But that's still within the target window of something like FreeSync. So when you're playing and it drops, you won't know because those skipped frames, they don't show up on screen. I know because I've got it on my PC. I know. And it's handy if you want to play in 4K on a 1440p graphics card, which I have. The RX 5700 is definitely tuned for 1440p ultra settings. But if you want to, you know, gamble and play games in 4K and you're not getting to 60, it is dropping to like 40s, then FreeSync is perfect.
Okay.
I mean, the monitor that I have is a 1440p IPS monitor. I have FreeSync enabled at all times.
Yeah, I've got one in my cart, but I'm waiting for it to go on sale on Black Friday.
But I hope that we don't. I hope we don't have to use it anytime soon, though, on the PlayStation 5.
No.
I hope that's a 3-year thing. Like in the third year, it kicks in. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I forgot to mention this too, guys. I forgot to do his last show, but I'm giving away PlayStation Now. So if anybody's interested in this little giveaway, we're gonna do it real live on this channel. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat, and so I can put your name in this little random name.
So when you giving it away? When you giving it away? When you
giving it live right now in a few minutes after I get everybody on here.
Well, you can do it now, yeah. Now,
right now,
like,
right now. But
well, then it's not PlayStation Now, is it? It's PlayStation soon.
All right, I got 1. I put a 1 in there.
Put a 1 in the chat if you're interested in this. So good boy.
I mean, I'll try anything once.
Yeah, you're nasty, man. Don't come.
Well, I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that.
What you want?
You do anything. You do anything once, bro. You might live to regret that, boy. Saying that. Because now you can't turn him down. Now you can't turn him down. He might come to you and say, "Let me be your first." Well, I did say I'll try anything once.
Oh, shout out to Enrique, the best Xbox podcast out there.
What's up,
he's
Rap Podcast?
PC Master Race. Oh, you're all putting 1s in there. I'm gonna win. This is the way it's going to be. Y'all didn't. Now the nail bat puts 69, so yeah, there's your winner right there.
Oh God.
Oh God, man.
What is on PlayStation now?
Oh, just games, bro.
Oh, only about 800 titles, not a lot.
Oh,
Just,
okay.
800 titles.
just a few games. Just a couple games, you'll get through them in a weekend. You'll be all right.
Oh, okay. Well, that's it. Because I got this Outer Worlds, and I'm going around slaughtering people.
Listen, I don't want PlayStation now. I want back compat from 1 to 4. And I'll wait. In fact, this is going to sound controversial, but I'm going to say it anyway. There's a part of me, there's a small part of me that I'm in conflict with. Like, I'm in conflict with myself because part of me wants to wait until PS5 to play The Last of Us Part 2 and Death Stranding because I want to play it in the best possible form. But then the other part of me can't wait. I'm too weak. I don't have that kind of patience. But I wish I did. I wish I could say, you know what? I'm not buying any more PS4 games until PS5 comes out. That way I get to experience Death Stranding the way it was meant to be experienced. I get to see The Last of Us Part 2 the way and to completely going fresh. Not a replay, because I played it last year, but a fresh play with the best graphics and the best features. But I just don't have the fucking patience for something like that. That's like putting a naked woman in the room with me and saying, yeah, just don't look. I'm gonna look.
Well, this thing here says PlayStation Now's got Grand Theft Auto 5, but didn't that game come out like 10 years ago?
Yeah.
That's trash. Yeah, I still want it though. And you're just gonna give it away. Like anybody got that Richard Marx onto the Night CD? If you're just gonna give it away, I'll take it.
There we go.
All right.
PlayStation Now we're giving away, bro. Is that it? To get everybody's name.
Don't be all quiet now. Don't be all quiet. Speak up.
Something
Yeah,
happened.
Big Cloud, you're low.
You guys
I'm
cut
not
out, man. I
talking-
had to end the call and come back in the call
Why?
because I didn't hear anything. I said what I said, and I don't know if you heard what I said because after I said what I said, it was dead silent. No one spoke.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess we're getting hacked by somebody because they're not.
What was the last thing I said? What was the last thing you heard me say?
What's going on?
What was the last thing you heard me say? Where did I cut off?
I don't even know.
You're talking about PS
Games
Now,
in the
about them
chat.
having a lot of games.
Did you not hear me say what I said about the naked woman in the room?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
that part we
I
was
did hear
hearing.
that.
You didn't hear that.
No, I did.
Oh, I heard that.
No, I heard you loud and clear.
Oh, what a shame! What a shame! I was hoping that bit cut out.
Yeah.
I mean, but let's put it this way, guys. If you enjoy gaming, enjoy it in the most way that is most comfortable for you. If you are a person that just wants to try something new, go ahead and try it. Don't feel too concerned because at the end of the day, it's a gamer by choice, not by trend world.
Yep, exactly. And I already got 3 games that I'm gonna play soon.
Oh, trust me, that Modern Warfare is gonna be on my PC tonight.
I don't know. As long as it takes the load.
Oh hell no, man! I am not buying that. I am not buying that game. I've never not cared about a game so much.
Oh, I skipped Black Ops.
I used to love. Sorry, you were talking, so I shut up. Go on.
I skipped Black Ops 4 for that specific reason. Because of the
Dude, I used to buy them every year or every 2 years. I used to buy them all, man, on rotation.
Yeah,
and I tell you when I got fed up of them. I think the last one I'd even buy it actually. I got it free with the Xbox One.
Oh, the last one that I actually got was Advanced Warfare.
No, I got the World War II one.
No, I didn't get that one.
That's the one that got.
I had
that one. I skipped that one and I skipped Black Ops 4. Like those two.
I got it with the Xbox One X. You know when I bought my Xbox One X? Amazon sent me a bunch of free games with it, like 5 games. Call of Duty World War II was one of them. But when I returned it, they didn't ask for the games. They just said return the console. So I did, and they gave me my money, and they didn't mention the game, so I kept the game.
Wow. So you sold it? So you sold the games?
Let me put this
What's
out.
it?
No, I kept the games. I kept them.
Oh, you kept them.
Yeah.
Well, they were download anyway. They weren't the discs. They were all cop downloads. So why? How can I give them back?
Oh.
But they're on my
Yeah.
account, and I can still play them.
Yeah, I thought you had it physically. That's what I was thinking.
No. These came with Xbox. They were all codes. But it was an Amazon special offer. If you buy it for like $200, because what I did is, I wanted a 4K. I wanted a 4K Blu-ray player on the cheap because PS4 Pro didn't launch with one, right? Even though I haven't bought any 4K Blu-ray movies, I don't know why I bothered because I haven't bought one. I've loaned a few, but I haven't purchased any. But anyway, I had the original Xbox One, the big black VCR one, and when Microsoft said it could play 4K, I didn't care about any games. I just said I want it because it's cheap. Like 4K Blu-ray players are like 400, 300. So Microsoft was the cheapest option, so I bought it. And now I just don't even use it for 4K Blu-ray.
And
I use
now 4K Blu-rays are on the cheap, bro.
No. I use it. I tell you what I use it for. Netflix in 4K, and I use it for like YouTube in 4K. But that's it. Anything free that's 4K, I use it for basically.
Oh, that's not bad.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Because I don't pay for Netflix. I share Netflix like every other good citizen.
Yeah, same. I can't argue with you with that.
Yeah, I share my Netflix with my kids.
I'm doing my part. I'm sharing. It's like bath. It's like water. I'm sharing the bath with Netflix.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Don't share this, bro.
Let me get this out the way. Let me share my screen 1 second.
All right.
So,
No, you know what I've been playing. I've literally ditched playing my Switch on TV. I've put the dock away. I've boxed the dock, put it back in its box that it came with, and now I'm purely portable because The Witcher 3 looks so disgusting on TV that it put me off playing Switch on TV for life. So now I want to play portably only.
all right, so let me get
I
into
even
this.
purchased. Let me just say this. I even bought you know those batteries that you can. It clips on the back of the Switch.
Yeah.
It's an extra battery.
Extra battery
It's like
pack.
a clip. You can use it for other things, but it's got a clip and it's made by Gold Kit. It was only 30 £30, but it gives me 12 hours on top of what the Switch already gives me. So that's 15 hours.
Wow, Foxy. So you really gaming hard body on the Switch.
Because I was playing The Witcher 3 and it was dying after like an hour and a half, man. I was like, oh man, I just polished my fucking sword and it's dead.
Wow.
That's that switcher. That's that switcher for the Switch, bro.
Burns the battery. So now I got 12 hours of battery non-stop. I can charge other things with the same battery because it's got USB-C and normal USBs in it. Yeah. You know, it's got a charging indicator. It's cheap. It's cheaper than buying a new Switch because I was thinking about buying the new Switch for the extra few hours, but this is giving me 10 whole hours more, 11 whole hours more.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, I do have that. Okay.
So y'all, you guys are ready for the drum roll?
Yeah, we're doing this giveaway, so just make sure I got everybody. I got everybody so far, but anybody else interested in the PlayStation Now giveaway that we're getting ready to do right now on the channel?
How you gonna pick people?
I just did it like 5 times. Random name picker on the right here.
Yep. Oh, you're using a random. You're not doing it by, you know, why are they putting 1 in there then? So you can get their name and
I told them to put a 1 if they're interested. If you're interested, put a 1 in the chat.
You know what? I'm gonna put a 1 in there before you do it, just for a joke, to see if I win it. But if I do it back, so you can give it again. I just want to see if I win.
I'll put mine as well. I'll put in mine.
Oh god!
I won't keep it if I win though. I won't keep it.
Every last one. You know.
Hey! I didn't put a 1, so I do take myself out of this. Entirely.
Let's go push you in.
I'm in it. Let's go. Let's draw the name.
Let's go.
Or I could bring back Yoda again.
Oh god.
Ryan, put my name in 10 times, please.
Got you. Who else? Pef.
Yoda will begin the countdown in.
Misa, so thank you for participating.
No, Jar Jar. We are not talking about you.
Wow.
Misa, so thank you. All right. Y'all see that trailer for the new one, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
I
pretty
got my
dope.
tickets.
Oh my god.
Fire.
It was dope, man. Like it really, she's really embodying the way of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I'm not into Star Wars like I used to be, man. I
Did
don't
you
know.
see-
Since Disney's
Yeah,
had
got
it, it's
everybody.
gone downhill.
Yeah.
Shout out to OBJ the Don, who's in your chats, hitting with that little number one.
Okay.
OBJ, what up, fam? How good to see you.
Did
Good
you
luck
see that?
to good luck to anyone who becomes the winner. And as always,
And if I win, I'm gonna put it right back into the pool. I won't keep it. I just want to see how unlucky a motherfucker is on a Friday raining in the UK.
Yeah. Oh my god. Did you see
draw
that?
you
Dude?
must, but get the win. Very unlikely.
That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
worst fucking Yoda impression I ever heard.
Yeah.
Well, who won?
I'm
We're
putting names in
winning.
here. More people just asked to jump in, so I'm putting more names in. Make sure there's no repeats. Make sure everybody has a fair chance.
Oh
my God.
bro, this is gonna be calamity.
This is
My
gonna
God,
be
people
funny as
acting
hell.
like it's
Watch
the,
this
people
shit
be
get
acting
broke.
like
Watch this
people
shit
be
get
acting
broke,
like
I
this is the
guarantee you.
PS5, man. It's only a PlayStation Now trial. It's not even a proper.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I probably would do a PS5 giveaway, but I don't know.
Not before you own one yourself.
Oh yeah,
you
I'll
will.
own one first, but I probably would do a PS5
I know.
giveaway.
See, but you guys don't have the brass balls because I will
I probably
actually.
would do one. Ain't no like real talk. I probably would do one though on the channel.
I don't love people enough to not
Yeah.
buy myself a PS5, but buy one to give one away. I don't love anyone that much.
Got the homie
Yeah.
OJ.
Yeah. Hey, did you see that dude who did the original fucking that he was crying watching the trailer?
He cried watching the Star Wars trailer. You said?
Yeah, I've seen men and women.
Oh
cry.
my God, that's some punk bitch, man. I want to slap that person with a wet sock.
He's the same dude. He's the same dude.
What?
Yo, Foxy's a
I
savage,
wanna
man. Low
slap
key
him with a
savage.
Wet sock.
No,
yo.
but how can you cry over CGI though? For fuck's sake, are you having a laugh? It's just CGI and fucking strange voices.
Hey,
Man, I'm gonna slap him with a wet sock. Y'all heard it live on RGT.
You must respect the ways of the Jedi, my good friend. The Jedi.
Dead.
Man, you know what they need? Never mind Jedi. They need Jesus if they're crying over Star Wars.
Oh god.
I love Star Wars. Don't get me wrong.
All
But
right.
since Disney Mickey Mouse it ain't the same.
Yeah, I can honestly say that. I could agree with that with you on
It's
that.
better
point.
off with George Lucas. Way better off. George Lucas should have held on to it.
All right.
Yeah, dude.
I think I got everybody in the chat who's participating. All right. So we got the names, ladies and gentlemen. Let me actually remove this from my
Alrighty.
Hold on.
Drum roll, please.
Hit that like button. Shout out to the 150 of y'all up in here. Let's go ahead and get this going. Let me put this
Alright.
make this smaller. What I'm gonna do.
Maybe we hit him with the.
No, none of that. None of that, sir.
Alright.
Display capture.
Da 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 da.
There we go.
You want a chicken? Okay. Give me a chicken.
Everyone's a winner, baby. That's the truth.
Well, who won?
Everyone's a winner, baby.
Everybody's got an issue.
Why you did that for? Oh my god.
Why you do
Dog.
this? Shut up.
No.
What dog tried to
We
Right
begin
my
now.
hand off.
Shut up.
We begin now. On your mark, Mr. Big Cloud.
I can see this, right? Y'all can see the whole thing?
Yeah. Let's pull the name.
We
All
see-
I do is win. All I do is win.
That's
Everyone's a
no matter
winner, baby. That's the
Put it on the full
truth.
screen for everybody, where everybody can see their names. I want to be respectful to the people who injured. I'm just saying. Okay, so
Tiger
let's go through the
blood.
list here. We have Mr. Bates, Newsvert, Miko, Tonio.
That's cheating, man. You can't show them the science. What's
I'm
wrong
showing
with
them
you?
the names that enter. We have Craig, we have Foxy, we have everybody. Okay,
God damn,
What?
that's
You-
a lot of
wanna-
a lot of people.
Ryan, why are you proving that you're putting everyone's name in there? They just have to take your word for it, man.
No.
Prove you paid your rent this week, motherfucker.
Oh my god. All right, people. All right. At Mr.
That's
BitCloud's
what I just saw there. I'm gonna remove one. Thank you, OBJ. Appreciate it.
Man, tonight I feel like Dave Chappelle.
Mr. Cloud, may you please pick
Everybody,
a winner.
chill.
Yeah.
If I win, like I said, I'm gonna give it back.
We'll do a recount.
I'll throw it right back in there, man. Like I caught a fish and I didn't want to eat it.
Oh God. Hey, by any chance, would that fish be a red snapper?
Oh, red mullet, bro. Red mullet. Codfish. Give me some of them. Okra. I want some okra. I want some scotch bonnet, pepper, chili. I want everything on it, man. Festival. Yeah.
All right, y'all ready?
Hardcore.
Is everybody ready? Everybody ready? The winner of
ready.
the PlayStation Now giveaway is, and shout out to Aaron for this. Appreciate him.
Yeah, Aaron Summers, thank you for the donation.
Yeah, shout out to Aaron Summers. So y'all see Aaron Summers in the chat. I don't know if he's in there today, but shout out to Aaron Summers. Y'all definitely shout him out when y'all see him. Much respect. Thank you. Here we go. The winner is
Fox Games UK.
Antonio. Come on down.
Antonio.
I'm gonna give him his own theme tune. While he walks down, let me give him his theme tune. Everyone's a winner, baby. That's the truth. Everyone a winner, baby. Yeah.
Play that PlayStation Now, brother. Play that PlayStation Now.
Yeah,
Shout out to Antonio. He won.
Now all you need to do now is get a device to use it. That's the only catch. Don't come with a PlayStation.
Yeah.
No.
So Antonio, there are two ways I can send you this code, bro. It can be through our Discord. Just jump in our Discord. It's in the channel right there above the
Twitter, man. Twitter.
Or just hit me up personally on Twitter. Just send me a DM. My DMs are open, and I'll definitely send you the code. All right. But congratulations, you are the winner, my brother.
Oh, a broke person won it.
Shut the hell up.
Come on, man.
I see he's retarded. That's really guy.
No, I do. Because if you can afford it, you don't need it, right? I hope a broke person won it. That's a nice sentence.
Thanks, Fox. You're all heart. You're all heart, Fox.
Oh, come on, man.
Fox is all heart, people.
Listen, I don't like when people who already have get more and more, and the people who don't have get little and little. So I prefer if someone who's struggling wins it. It makes me feel better that it went to someone who really needs or deserves it.
My God.
Hey,
What?
Saltiest Gamer. Shout out to Saltiest Gaming. He's in the chat.
I can't believe you lot think there's something wrong with saying that. That's a nice thing to say, man.
I didn't say nothing.
Oh, you're gonna get an ass whooping.
You hurt my feelings out here, man. I might have to watch the Joker again and take revenge.
And then he takes the knife.
To death.
I'll be whacking you with a sword, motherfucker.
All you gonna be doing is laughing at my god awful jokes.
And with a smile, he tells me, "Let's put a smile on that face."
Ron Joker, sir.
I like Heath Ledger.
No.
I'll watch.
No.
I'll reserve my judgment for Joaquin when I see the movie.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's why you're saying that, because you haven't seen it yet. Oh, when you see it, you might change
Yeah,
your
you
mind.
might bring it back.
You might not.
It's a mixed reaction. It's a mixed reaction. People like
Personally, I think Joaquin Phoenix is the best
from
Joker.
From what I heard,
He's the most realistic Joker. He's the best Joker.
Did a hell of a job doing it.
He's an Oscar performance. The sad thing is, though, he's so unpredictable as a thespian that you don't even know if he'll do a sequel.
Yes, we know that he doesn't like doing sequels. Trust me, he's not a sequel kind of actor.
That's why I said when I heard they hired him for the role, I goes, "Oh, if it's a hit, they might have to find a new actor after, because he ain't known for really sticking with like sequels. He don't really do sequels. I can't remember him doing a sequel."
I thought he was good. I still like Heath Ledger's better, but nothing's wrong with what
Heath Ledger
Phoenix
is hype. Listen, Heath Ledger is Oscar worthy too. But for me, I find this Joker more relatable because you pass a Joker like that every day in your neighborhood, and you don't.
I mean, he was good. Yeah, he was good. Yeah, he did very well.
Shout out to Turbo Tom 7. He said, "I heard PS5 could use HBM2 and DDR4."
No, it won't be using that. It will not use HBM2. No,
No. Well, yeah, let's move to that PS5 story, Big Cloud. It's 6:15. It's Friday.
Oh yeah, let's get to
This the last topic, I think.
few main topics, and I guess I'll start with this PS5. Y'all brought it up. They stated, actually, there was a job listing, if I remember correctly, for the PlayStation 5, stating that the console is indeed the world's fastest console out there. Or
in terms of
made.
processing power
yes,
graphical
in terms
power.
of processing power. And another thing that's interesting.
No, they didn't say that. They didn't say that. Ryan, they did not say in terms of anything. They just said fastest.
Said process. It just not even
they could be
talking.
They could be talking about the SSD for all we know.
Yeah, but it's the world's fastest kind of arena.
Yeah, but that could mean it loads faster than anything else out there, and that might have nothing to do with power or CPU speeds or GPU speeds. It could just be
heard things,
our SSD is the fastest because they never elaborated. That's a very broad statement to say world's fastest console. In which regard?
Good point. I mean, we kind of just been hearing. That's like the main thing we heard the most as regarding is that CPU. They keep talking about this is like the big deal, the CPU. So maybe they are referring to that CPU, but you got a point though. It could just be referring to something else.
It might be the SSD.
Yeah, it might be that
fastest SSD out there. Yep. They've already said it's faster than anything out there in the PC space right now. So likelihood is it is that.
That's true. So it might be that too. So obviously you guys already know the narratives. Everybody in the chat that's watching this, you already know what the narrative is right now. Everybody's saying world's fastest console versus world's powerful. So that's going to be the thing you're going to be seeing for a little bit until we get more clarification. But me personally, I could really care less. I already know what system I'm getting, and I hate to break it to you guys. Power is not going to be the deciding factor in which console I get. I go where the games are, and Sony has been spoiling me with the very games.
You know, I'm gonna do my Simon Cowell now. Ryan, I'm with you because it's all about the games. It doesn't matter how powerful
it is about the games. I thought it was about the teraflops.
It's to be honest,
6 over 4,
I don't care if Sony has the weakest console next gen because their games, they had the weakest console this gen in terms of Pro and Xbox One X, and the game still looked way better on the Pro in my
But did they have a hint of the cloud?
And we could go back to 2001, 2002 if you want to talk about games narrative when the actual Xbox One, the original OG Xbox, touted power but didn't deliver on content. So
You know what's funny? Funny. I just said
Sony has a mole. I think Sony's got a mole at Microsoft. I don't care because it's too coincidental now, far too coincidental that every E3 or every console reveal the generation we've gone to, they've managed to one up Microsoft in the most incredible way.
Incredible, yeah.
The only time they didn't was with PlayStation 3, but with the PS4, they pissed on Microsoft. The PS4 Pro, they pissed on Microsoft.
Yeah. Let me tell you guys something in the chat, too. I saw something on Twitter, and it made me cringe. I'm not going to say who. I'm not going to say when it was posted. Let's just say it was posted today, okay? And
that tells us a lot. There's like how many billions of people using Twitter after
just
put in overtime.
Thing. It was regarding the Xbox, saying that the Xbox has beaten the PlayStation 5 because it would use this quote-unquote...
Wait, are you talking about an APU?
Oh no, let's just not do it. But I saw it. Let's just say, yeah, that's exactly why I'm glad I don't get into the power discussion because all it's going to be is an endless cycle of retardation like that, and people claiming we have the power advantage because, and some people fail to realize that's just simply not the case. But
I'll go Tony Montana and say. No, not the power. Okay, not the power.
It's not about the power. Like
first, you get the gamers.
Understand the process.
You get the games. You get the gamers. You get the gamers. You get the money. That's how it goes.
Yo, what I don't understand, right? Like, what's the whole incentive to try to talk about the power narrative when it has never?
What did you say? What's the whole incentive? No, the incentive. Not incentive. You sound like you're talking about a paracetamol.
Incentive. What's the whole incentive behind all this? How should we put it? I got the better hardware than your hardware kind of talk. Like, listen, this whole situation and how it's gonna coincide with next gen. It's going to be based upon the developers and the software. It is no longer a hardware to hardware race. That has been proven this generation that the hardware itself did not provide enough of an oomph to progress any further. It was done with the games and the developers and the way they utilize the hardware in order to push the boundaries. A lot of people keep on talking about specs, parts. Listen, let's put it in layman's terms. Next gen is going to be dedicated to what the developers can do for the consoles, not what the consoles is going to do for the developers, because the developers are the ones that are actually going to extract all of the processing power from the GPU. All of the features that are being utilized within that motherboard is going to be done by the developers themselves. Yep. And that's quite frankly how next gen is going to be played out. Next gen is going to be all about artistic direction with the games, story narratives, and performance. It is no longer going to be the deciding factor of who has the more stronger console.
Carlos, people, do you think people are not asking the right questions here? I mean, Sony have come out and categorically said they have the fastest console in 2020. Now, the question to ask is, how do they know?
Yeah,
that is the hard question.
Yeah, that to me was the. I mean, my understanding of it. Shout out to my source. Everyone knows who my source is that the dev kit that's out now for the PlayStation is more powerful, but that doesn't mean it's going to be the final cut.
Yeah, but how? But how does Sony? Because Phil Spencer, when Matt Booty came out and foolishly said, "Oh, the Xbox Scarlet is going to be the most immersive, most powerful console next gen," right?
Yeah,
that's what he said. Yeah, that's what he said. And he's coming from a place of knowledge. He's not sitting in a couch like a lot of people on Twitter, nowhere near any headquarters chatting shit. The guy works at the company. Okay, but then Phil Spencer comes out and says, "Well, I don't know what Sony's working on with PS5. I haven't seen it. I don't have a PS5 dev kit. I don't know." Okay, so how does Sony know? You know what? Someone at AMD is flapping their lips.
Possibly,
that could be a potential.
No, that's the only thing it can be.
No, remember
that's the only thing it can be. Someone said, "Oh, you definitely got the faster." Someone at AMD knows. Someone said, "Oh, don't worry, you've definitely got the faster."
Don't
whatever.
Don't worry, Fudge. You got it wrong. What happened was Microsoft using Arturus, so they won the generation before it even started. So no, it's over.
Yeah, but all that stuff, it doesn't really matter at the end.
Nah,
because
it does matter. Arturus is godlike, sir.
Yes, that's my prediction. They will have Arturus.
Godlike.
You know why it matters? You know, I tell you why it matters.
Even gods can be defeated, bro.
Forget buzzwords. Forget buzzwords. Forget code names. I tell you why it really matters. When you come out with a bold statement that you are the fastest console in 2020, knowing Microsoft's launching theirs in 2020, right? And you're not the fastest. I'll say the same thing for Sony that I said for Xbox. If it turns out that you are incorrect, that's a PR fucking nightmare.
Yep.
Because people will not forget what you. So the same thing when Matt Booty said, "Yeah, this is going to be most immersive, most powerful." If that doesn't turn out to be true, then that's a bite on the booty, right? But same thing, as far as I'm concerned, the same thing applies to Sony. Like, don't come out and say things unless you're sure.
Yeah.
Right? So they must be sure, because it's not like it's uncharacteristic for Sony to say these things so early and not know. Why would you say it only to cause yourself a big
by speed, I could actually just say clocking speeds are going to be faster, slightly faster than the Scarlet. That's the only premise that I can go on. But as far as like power to power based on GPU scaling, they're going to be very much equal in those terms.
How do we know though? So you're doing what? What are you basing this on, Cobra?
I'm basing it on, with.
Are you basing it on hope?
No, I'm not basing it on hope.
Is there any evidence for what you just said?
I'm basing it on what I have for this gen alone.
You can't do that though. You know what, Ryan? Not Ryan. Carlos,
me
you
alone.
can't do that. I'm sorry. I tell you why. You're only as good as your last gig, right? So if you did, let's say you're a stand-up comedian, yeah, and you were at Carnegie Hall, or you're in Harlem, and you had a big sellout show. Next week you go over to somewhere like in Dixie, and no one turns up. Like, do you know what I'm saying? You can't say because this happened this
Oh
time,
no, because I'm
it's gonna
basing it.
happen next time.
I'm basing it on just the whole scenario of why all these words are being thrown, and how the advertisement for each console was being put out, and how the actual product and how it performed, it didn't go as far as possible
But that was this gen.
this gen. So
But you are talking about something that hasn't happened yet.
no, I'm just basing it on just what happened with this gen.
You know why I'm saying this to you? Because I think you're a cool dude, and I don't want people to attack you for talking out of your ass. That's why I'm saying it. Because people will attack you, and you don't have to defend yourself over something that you didn't really have to say. Because
Yeah.
I can't say for sure which of these systems is more powerful. All I can go by is all this stuff that's coming out. But who knows really until it's out? Who's gonna know really
Depends on how
until
you
everyone
start.
has this
And
machine?
That's why I'm basing it. That's why I'm basing it on just this alone, this premise. Power has never been something that really makes it any better or different. You have to have balance with that power. And it's been proven time and time again that every time Microsoft has announced a more powerful console or better performing console, they have lacked in the software department. They have lacked in making good exclusives. They have lacked on making anything better than what Sony has to offer. That's why for me, next gen is not going to be basically sold on specs and just schematics. I'm basing it more or less on what the devs are going to do with those consoles in order to create that gaming experience that is immersive.
I agree. But I just want to say to you though, if someone hangs out with you in podcasts or has fun with you and laughs with you and portrays himself as a friendly person to you, yeah, someone that can gain your confidence, then that person has a responsibility to not necessarily correct you, because I'm not nobody's teacher, and to be honest, I like being corrected when I'm wrong, because that's the only way to learn, isn't it?
Yeah.
But if someone claims that you're cool and they like being around you and they don't do that, then they're a disservice to you. Because I hope if I start spouting things that don't make sense, people will just not call me out to be rude, just say, you know what, don't do that. Because people don't forget, bro.
Yeah.
People don't. Ask Kanye. People don't forget.
No, not. And to tell you the truth, I'll tell you the truth. If I'm wrong with what I'm saying today, and if it doesn't turn out to be the way it is, then I'm wrong. I'm not gonna try to say, "Oh yeah," because I said nah. I'm just basing it on.
The trick is, don't be wrong.
True.
Don't be wrong. Don't put your neck on the chopping board to be wrong, unless you are coming from a place of absolute certainty. Do you notice in my videos, you'll never hear me say anything's confirmed unless I believe it truly is confirmed, and that's what it is. Otherwise, I'm going to always say rumor, pinch of salt, because I'm not prepared to put myself out there like that and gain the reputation of being unreliable or just somebody who wants to put out videos for views. Because to be honest with you, a lot of the videos I make, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 12 minutes, I could split them up into 3 videos and get more views. But I'm not like that. I'm not crummy like that. That's not how I want to consume anything as a subscriber. And I am a subscriber to YouTubers. I'm a YouTuber, but I'm also a YouTube watcher and subscriber to other channels. And I watch channels carefully how they deal with their news. And if they split things up into 2-3 videos a day when it could easily have been done in 8 or 9 minutes, then it puts me off them, and I might unsubscribe just for that, because you're using me. You're using my time. You could just give it to me in one go, but you're thinking about money, revenue, ad commercials. That's your whole reason for doing this. Don't get me wrong. People need money, but have some class about it, for fuck's sake.
True. True.
Well, they've all come out. A lot of them have come out in the community. They've said that if Xbox loses the power narrative,
Oh,
I love how you started to trim
yeah.
with White Zaddy. I just want to throw that out there. You started to trim.
Well, no,
Oh,
I'm just saying. No, they have actually said if Xbox
Started
loses the
showing.
power narrative, then they're dead in the water because Sony is such a bigger worldwide name that Xbox needs some type of caveat to push their product. Which means all this talk about them buying the studios and producing quality games, it's a lie. It's a lie. They're lying to everybody.
It's been a lie since the inception of Game Pass, bro. That's pretty much how I see it. Like ever since the announcement of Game Pass and how they were gonna put all the games day one, I saw the studios as more as a backup to anything that happens wrong in the long run. That's why Game Pass for me in the long run is not even something that's gonna help them along the way. It's more like a comfort. Like you go back to something that's comfortable and you do it for a little bit, and then once you build up from that, then you come and say, okay, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. But for the moment right now, we don't even know anything about the studios and what they're doing. We just know that they're bought and that's it. There's no.
Well, no, but that's my point is that they don't. They're saying, well, they bought the studios, but they don't believe in the studio. If they believed in the studios, if they believed in the studios, they would not be hung up on the caveat of Xbox being more powerful. They're literally saying Xbox needs to be more powerful because they won't be able to sell because Sony has such a a stranglehold with their studio.
Mm-hmm.
So they're lying. So so Foxy's right. One video they will say this is great. Microsoft is investing. They have all these studios, but then they'll turn around and within 3 hours of another video saying, "Well, if Microsoft loses the power narrative, it won't matter." Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, if you don't believe in the studios, then if you believe in the studios, you wouldn't care about what the power is because the studios are going to produce content this quality, but they don't know
the buzzwords.
Yeah, they don't know. That's why they're making such a big deal about Gears of War, which got White Zaddy gave it an 80 something, and then Outer Worlds. Even though those are multi-plats, you can go to play them on PlayStation or play them on PC. Mm-hmm. They're still making a big deal about it because it's like, well, this is the future of the games. Well, then why are you talking about power? Why do you care if you're the least powerful?
Remember, there was no compromises when they made the One X. That was the
that was either misinterpreted or just an outright lie. I've always said that it could have been interpreted. There's always going to be a compromise. The console is the compromise.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that's to me. And if it wasn't compromised, they'd be playing everything at 60 frames.
Look at the general consensus here. Mm-hmm. Every week we say the same shit about Microsoft. It just goes to show. It goes to show they've got such an uphill battle, boy, to win gamers back.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Because we're not the only ones. We're not the only ones having these conversations.
Oh yeah.
This isn't Microsoft. Criticism isn't exclusive to the Gamer Couch podcast or RGT. It's just it just goes to show you how much of an uphill battle they have, to gain back the confidence, because Microsoft, right, have enough power in terms of money, revenue, resources, and they have enough talent to blow people's minds next gen. But the problem is,
don't execute it.
It's like a boxer in the ring, right? He's strong, he's young, but has he got the heart?
The execution, man, it's all about execution. And quite frankly, the only time they had a good run was for the Xbox 360 era. They had perfect execution, great marketing.
I hope they come back big time. It still won't convince me to invest in Xbox hardware because for that I've got a PC, but I just want the narrative to come back more balanced next gen, like for game, hit after hit, like Microsoft Halo Infinite can stand up there with The Last of Us Part 2, and a game like Ghost of Tsushima can stand up there with the best that Microsoft's putting up. I want them both to compete like that. Like it's like I want it to be like Michael Jackson and Prince in the 80s.
Oh, you want that type of scenario? Okay.
Right, yeah. Like they're both fucking
They're doing good ass music, and they're just giving you bangers and bangers, and you can't really decide which one you wanna.
Well, you can decide. You'll have them all if you. The only thing standing between you and being a multi-console owner is your fucking hardship.
Yep. I mean, that's part of the reasons why I bought the 360 and the PS3 last gen, because I wanted to enjoy both systems. I didn't want to have just, that mindset that I've always been on the Sony ecosystem, so I'm gonna play Sony all my life. Like,
man, I'll go anywhere, man. I'm a whore. I'm a video game whore. I'll go anywhere so long as the game's good.
Mm-hmm.
The game's gonna be good, and I don't care about brands, man. I don't care about brands.
I just want the games.
Not unless you're a corporate slave.
It just so happens that Sony are blowing everything out of the water right now. But that if you swap the roles around, it could have been Microsoft blowing Sony out of the water this gen.
Yeah, it could have happened. It could have happened.
It could have. Sony could have been releasing dud titles. Then you're just lucky that they didn't. Like Sony stacked their chips from PS3.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We got over 140 people over here. Hit that like button. What's going on? How y'all
doing?
Show some support of the channel,
support
man.
that like button. I appreciate y'all coming through, though. Real talk. We had over like 150. Actually, what's like 150?
Yeah.
It's close like that.
So, yeah. 150.
Foxy, somebody has a question for you, and it's from Solstice Gaming.
Yeah, I know. I saw it. Foxy, when do you go to Stadia?
You going to
The only Stadia I'll go to is when there's a good fight night or football. Well, that's about it.
Oh my god!
I'll go to a real Stadia, not a virtual one.
Oh
no, I have no interest in any Steam stream, anything. Did I say Steam? See the PC on my brain. I've got no interest in any streaming game boxes or services at all. I don't care about what Sony's offering. I don't care what any of them are offering. It doesn't matter who's giving it. I just don't like them at full stop. I don't care. I like physical ownership. I'm a physical kind of guy. Ask any woman that's ever known me.
Didn't they do like a test stream for xCloud now? Something like that? Didn't it just happen recently?
Yeah.
It did, and no one's talking about it. What does that say?
How'd it go? Did anybody like...
Well, no one's talking about it. Maybe they're under... Are they under embargo? I mean, did they have to sign NDAs? Is an embargo for when they can talk about it? Because I'm surprised there's no video.
No clue. I haven't heard a word from anybody talking about that.
There's only one system that's going to be able to bring you with the full power of 10.2 T flops. That will be Stadia. Just play your games at 4K, 60 FPS. Play that at 60 FPS and just relish. It's going to be like, when I finally get my hands on mine, I'm going to be like a pig in a slop. Like you all are playing Assassin's Creed at 30 frames a second on your measly 6T flop console, and I'm at 10.2.
Oh, that's why he asked. It was a trick question.
Yeah.
Because I said, I don't care about brands. I'll go where the good games are. Yeah, but let's assume we're talking about physical ownership here.
Yeah. And Google did announce, I think either today or yesterday, that they're opening up a studio that they're going to have an exclusive game. They have one, but that's one thing that's one more exclusive game than Microsoft have.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong though. If game streaming is the only way, let's say we get to a point where it's not possible to buy physical anymore. Let's just say that the tables turn and the only way you can consume games is subscription. Well, I'm a gamer, I'm afraid, so I'm gonna have to pick one. I'm not gonna stop playing games because I can't own them. But I'm just saying, while there's a choice, that's my choice to own my games. Right? Yeah, it's like I don't eat pork. Yeah, I don't even eat meat. But even if I did eat meat, I wouldn't eat pork. Okay. Mm-hmm. But if you remove all kind of resource and food off the planet, I'm gonna eat every fucking pig I see.
Hey, going back to studio acquisitions, would it be funny if Stadia actually buys the Scalebound IP and puts it as an
Well, they can't. That's owned by Microsoft. They actually own that name. Yeah, they trademarked that name. But Microsoft, I think, is going to announce a purchase at their IO, wherever they're going to have.
XO 19?
Yeah, XO. They're going to announce maybe one or two.
Are you sure? Because last time they hyped up the XO event, it was filled with fake applause.
Well, I mean, that's coming from the community. So
oh god,
community is hyping it up. So
you mean the corporate for hire The corporate
Look,
Pretty
I'm not
much,
even gonna
yeah.
say it. I'm not even gonna say it.
That was every Microsoft Xbox employee based in Mexico that was there, pretending to be.
I mean, listen. When he said, "Hey, we have a lot of things to show our fans over here in Mexico. We have Sea of Thieves," and dudes literally jumped out their sheet throwing hats in there. I'm like, okay,
It was too OTT. They were
No.
cheering for games that they don't care about.
I don't care about no damn Sea of Thieves.
Oh man,
It's like if they had a trailer to reveal a turd, they would have been screaming, "Ah, look, it's the best shit I've ever seen rendered in 4K."
Look at it. It smears when it falls. Come on, man.
Yo,
It
no,
smears.
man.
Look at the crevices. Look at the detail on that turd. Every crease, crevice is in there. Look at that. It looks like real shit, man.
No, not even that. You know the one that's covered with corn. Yeah.
I can see the flakes.
Man.
Oh no, that's it.
You know what?
too
I'm
much,
sorry.
man.
I'm sorry, and I don't want to get too crass. I don't want to get too crass on the corn thing. If you do a number 2,
Not enough
and you
corn.
see, no. If you do a number, let me finish. If you do a number 2, and by that you know what I mean, you do a shit, and hold on, and you look at your turd. You look at the feces. Sorry, that's the best way to say it. Feces. You look at your feces or the stool. You look at your
What
shit
the hell
stool.
is going on here?
Right, and you see like fully formed bits of food in there. That means you don't chew your food. You just swallow, nigga.
Oh God, no! Time out!
That means you don't chew. You just be swallowing. You just open your mouth and guzzle, boy. That ain't your teeth ain't seen no work.
The way dudes
can we-
act, I would
so-
not be
so-
surprised if they saw a piece of
so wait,
shit. And
so
they
in other
literally
words-
just went, oh my God, look at that
In other
turd.
words, what Microsoft has
Oh
been
my
doing,
gosh.
what Microsoft has been doing is just not chewing, but just throwing shit out there.
And what does Angry Joe say? That shit look good.
Oh God,
That shit look good.
No, shit don't
That
look
shit look
good.
good.
Oh,
Look at
man,
that,
I
Joe.
can't believe
That
it.
shit look
Aloy
good.
Chloe Price said, Foxy is a vegan, really. I hate You hate me because I don't eat meat. Does that make sense, Chloe?
That shit look
You
good.
hate me just because I don't eat meat. That's more meat for you. You should love me. You should love me for not taking your last steak.
My God.
Yeah, hey Foxy, not for nothing, but today I had the meanest vegan burger ever.
How the hell
I'm not
we
a
go from
vegan.
shit to vegan.
I'm not a
burgers?
vegan. I'm not a
And
vegan.
I'm not a vegan, and I quite honestly, it was one of those kind of experiences where you have to try it once to give a good, good take on it.
Yeah.
I'm not a vegan. I'm a pescatarian. I eat fish, but I don't eat meat.
Okay.
Nah, let's
Any
be
meat. I
upfront
don't eat
there,
birds.
Carlos,
I don't
you're
eat meat.
opportunist.
I eat fish. I eat fish and everything else, but I don't eat no animals that crawl the land. I don't eat creatures that crawl the earth.
No.
All right, Ryan. What other topics you got, man? You running me
Shit,
dry,
we
man.
done pretty much butchered all of them.
Yeah.
All right, then.
Shit, let me see. Do I have any last ones?
Yeah, I got a last topic. Let's go back to the doo-doo talk. So you know when you
God.
see not really.
There you gonna say you squeak? Come on, bro.
Oh my God, no, not today, man.
Lord.
Y'all
I
crazy,
can't.
so.
So if you see a whole prawn or even a whole banana in your poo, you forgot to chew your food, man. Your teeth have never been put to work.
Oh God. Oh. Can we say that? Can we say that for the Xbox? They haven't properly chewed the software this gen. Okay.
What the fuck is going on right now?
In England, we call it a cake hole. It means you just shove food down your throat. You don't even chew it. You just shove the whole cake down your mouth.
So can we
guzzle
honestly
it.
say that the
Man said
Xbox
they
fan
deep-throat
base,
bananas. Come on, bro.
Xbox fan base has been shoved shovelware for the past couple of years?
Guys, you can't make this shit up.
Wait. I never made any connection to Xbox. I'm just talking in general.
Oh
Man,
God.
talking
That
about
wasn't
shit.
about
What the fuck?
That wasn't
son?
anything to do with Xbox. What I said. I'm saying you said the corn in your shit. So I'm like, if you can see a whole corn in your shit, that means you don't chew your food. How can you see a whole fully formed corn in your shit? That's like you see a
It's
whole
not the
pie
shit
in
you
your
would see
shit.
on Aqua Teen Hunger for. They talking about shit for
It's
God's
like you
sake.
see a whole
Oh,
pie.
Lord.
You see a whole bar of chocolate in your shit, embedded in your shit.
No.
You see a whole
All right,
apple.
Big Cloud, you may want to wrap it up.
You see a whole apple in your
How would you
shit.
say wrap it up? He's talking about shit. Come on, man.
Oh my god, I can't.
You see like 5 M&Ms in your shit, boy.
All right, okay. All right, I'm done. Y'all stupid. I am done.
Oh shit, the tears are coming out my eyes.
Like, this man is like bad serious. Like he's like fucking making faces just talking about this shit. Come on, man.
It's true though, man. It's true.
It's
It's true. It's true.
You know what's so funny though? Like I'm just gonna end it up. I'm just gonna cap it off with this. My father used to sing a nice, lovely song to me. It was a very humorous song.
Come on, y'all.
Nah, no corn. Every time you walk away, you take a piece of shit with you.
You see a whole can of 7-Up in someone's shit, boy. They haven't even opened it. The can is still sealed.
Oh my god. That was Big Mike where I need him for this shit. Oh my god.
All right, that's it, man.
Y'all top.
You need to get your colon cleansed.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, I got hiccups now too.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna wrap it up. Fucking forgot. You know what? Different analogy. We're gonna end the show. Shout out to everybody that came through.
Is it over already?
Yes, over already.
Yes.
What about PlayStation 5 having potentially the biggest reveal in PlayStation's history? Bigger than E3 2015. Bigger than E3 2016.
Okay,
bigger than E3 2005.
I have to meet you for this.
How you gonna wrap it up there? Just because we talk. I don't talk shit. I talk crap.
Oh God.
Crap.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's throw one more topic out there. One more. Let's throw one more.
Okay.
And we'll close that because we can't leave on a shitty note. There you go.
Okay.
Oh, that's a bum note, not a shitty note. Because shit comes out your bum.
That's a shitty note, sir.
Oh, God.
PlayStation 5, biggest reveal in the history of a PlayStation product.
Matt Booty shit. Shitting that whole Xbox.
Did I even finish this goddamn statement?
He's shitting out pure content next gen.
The biggest fucking reveal for a PlayStation platform ever. It's the biggest take ever.
The dude's gonna shit out a whole Xbox Elite controller in different colors too.
You know they just you know what's fucked up. You know they announced Xbox
and it's still
controller.
vibrating as well. That's the worst thing. It's still rumbling.
You know they announced an Xbox controller with sprinkles on the D-pad, right?
Oh,
really?
Get out of here! Get out of here! That's it.
Fucking Forte tweeted out.
Turning into Krispy Kreme now? Are we doing Krispy Kreme controllers now?
It had like pink in it and it had sprinkles on. He's like, hey, who likes a controller with sprinkles on? I was just looking at Forte like, come on.
Wasn't there a cartoon with a talking poo in the toilet and the chef used to talk to it?
Oh my god.
Oh,
is it South Park? South Park.
Hanky the Christmas
tree.
Hanky the poo.
That's my favorite. That shit.
Oh my god. No.
It's the eyes. It's the eyes.
You gotta play the game. It's the funniest shit ever. No pun intended. It's funny as hell. Like he literally starts arguing with his wife because she won't shut up and cut him off. So he's like, "Don't you ever fucking talk to me like that in front of company again?" So you're a train wreck, woman.
Oh my goodness.
You're a train wreck. So.
Goddamn.
Anyway, biggest reveal ever. Supposedly bigger than all the previous E3s. So they're going all out with this. Not sure what to really expect. I'm just gonna keep my expectations the way they've been. I'm just
well, can I chime in? I made a video about this.
I made
a video. Let me jump in. People come to my house, right? I won't let them shit. I say shit before you get here because no one can shit in my toilet.
Oh, come on, Foxy, man.
Come on.
Why should I go in there and smell you when you've left my house? You're still here and you're gone. No. Make sure you do it. If you're far from home, there's a McDonald's down the road.
Oh Lord.
This is gonna be the fucking oh god.
Oh, E3, yeah. Sorry, I got sidetracked there. All right, E3. Listen.
I'm shitting
I feel like
myself
Sony.
waiting.
I feel like Sony are telling us about SSDs and this new Rumble feature that they got with the haptic feedback and everything else, and the triggers. I feel like they're telling us all that because they just want to get that out of the way. Because I feel like they got so much to talk about. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're still going to talk about it, but they're prepared to tell you early because there's so much to this fucking system. You just don't know. There's so much more you don't know about this system. Like we're not even skimming the surface here. You know, no, I'm serious because Sony are prepared to free up this kind of information. So, like, they're not going to fire their load before time. They have to reveal this thing officially. And already, you know so much about the. I mean, the only thing you don't know is about the games, and I think that's the one thing they're going to hold back from you, because Sony understand that hardware is one thing, but you know, not having the right software that capitalizes on the hardware, then you're in trouble. What's the point of having the world's fastest car, but you live in a 30-mile-per-hour zone? You can never exercise the engine of the car. Yeah, and there's no highway near you, so you're never going to get the power out of the car. It's like Mark Cerny said that, you know, it's all right having power, but if you don't have the talent and the creativity to extract from that box, what's the point? And that's been Microsoft's Xbox One X problem this entire generation. You know, they got the power, they're not extracting it.
Well, to expect third-party developers to do what your first-party developers should be doing is crazy. But that's part of the problem with the Xbox and the Xbox community. They literally thought, well, third-party developers, because again, this is coming from last gen. Third-party developers went out of their way for that console. You know, it was the number one console. They got, you know, all the DLCs and all that kind of stuff first for the most part. But yeah, their mistake was thinking that third-party developers were going to put them in front of all these other, you know, things, and they're not. That's what your first-party developers are for. Now, their first-party developers are garbage, so they are trying to do something different. So let's have to wait and see. Like people have said, have to wait and see. Yeah, have to wait and see how it works out for them next gen. So. I mean, I won't be in their ecosystem. I'll have a PC. So hopefully it works out for me.
Yeah, but you know what, though? It doesn't matter, though, even if one is faster than the other or more powerful, because they're playing with the same amount of sand in the same space, within the same price range. So it's not going to be a huge night and day difference. It's not going to be like a half a generation more powerful or you know, it's not even going to be like that, you know. And to be honest, if they're all capable of doing 60, so what? One can do 65. Who gives a fuck? Once you've hit 60, you don't care about the extra 5. In fact, the extra 5 are going to ruin it for you, because that puts the frame pacing in problems, doesn't it? Because it's not going to be vertically synced, right?
Yep. Yeah. And that's my whole thing with this whole power narrative. It doesn't really benefit nobody. It only benefits those who want to warrant bragging rights about their affinity to their brand. And quite frankly, I could care less. Like, even if the Xbox Scarlet is more powerful than P5, yay. But what are the games that are you guys? What is the content that you guys are going to release to entice me to say, okay, you guys got a good console? That's where the kicker's at.
I think Halo Infinite is going to be one of their best games in years. It might not reach the heights of Bungie's offerings, you know, the originators of the entire franchise. It might not reach those dizzying heights, but compared to what Microsoft's put out these last few years, it's going to be fucking an eye opener.
Yeah, night and day.
Yeah, I agree.
I can't wait to play Master Chief. I can't wait. I can't wait to play it on my PC.
Oh yeah, I'm preparing little by little. Trust me.
Sad.
Because I know if it runs well on X, then it's gonna run even better on my PC.
Yeah.
And you already know other games gonna be strictly optimized for it at this point, because look at the treatment they did for Gears of War 5. I mean, Jesus.
It looks.
I think the campaign's gonna be 30, and multiplayer is gonna be 60.
Oh well, they will go off.
PC?
That's true.
Because there's no way they can display that level of detail and graphics from what I've seen on an Xbox One S. And have it run at 60 in campaign mode. Because look what they tried that with Halo 5, yeah? Right? And look at Halo 5 Guardians. In order for it to run at 60 in single player, the graphical fucking sacrifice was drastic.
Yeah.
At some points, it was like a Switch game. You could see, like, the level of detail right in front of your feet. You could see the walls changing, fucking formation, going from detailed polygons, the less detailed polygons. Do you know what I mean? Right in front of your fucking eyes. It wasn't until I think the Xbox One X patch came out for it that it improved the game in 4K. But still, the sacrifices for Halo 5 Guardians in order for it to run at 60. Nah, and I've seen the trailers for Halo Infinite. There's no way that campaign's 60. Not even on the X. It might be on Scarlet, but not on X.
That's a good analogy, Foxy. It's a good analogy.
It's true though. Look at 5 Guardians is the worst graphics ever. The cutscenes look good, but I'm talking about the gameplay graphics are shit. It looked like a 360 game.
Yeah, in some instances, I can vouch for that because I downloaded the Halo 5's Guardians for my old OG Xbox One, the VCR Xbox One.
Oh god.
And like there were things that popped out a lot for me, and I was like, wow, it feels like I'm playing I'm playing Halo 3 in certain instances.
Yeah, it's like playing on a turbo 360. Imagine 360 received a mid-gen upgrade.
Oh, that would have been super.
That's what Halo 5 would have been able to look like on a mid-gen 360.
Yeah, I remember that ugly ass Xbox One, like original. No, was it 360? They made a 360 like the Xbox One to start.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Oh god,
that was ugly, man.
That shit was terrible.
You know why it was ugly? Because what it was replicating was ugly to begin with.
Yeah,
the VCR box.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong.
That's sad part. I know.
If you're a minimalist type person, there, you don't like extravagance. Like you like minimalist furniture. Like you don't want everything packed, and you like your media center to look basic and black. Then the Xbox One, the original model, great, fantastic, because it's unassuming. It looks like it belongs in a hi-fi in the 90s. Like them stackable. Them stackable hi-fis your dad used to own from the 90s. Like it wasn't all in one stereo. It was like he bought the amp, he bought the fucking tape deck, he bought the record player, bought the tuner. Everything was separate and stacked on top of each other. That's what Xbox One looks like. It wanted to be like one of those fit into your 90s hi-fi fucking setup.
Yep.
Shit. What was the? Oh, I guess that's the last thing I got. So there was a rumor going around that Sony was going to sell PlayStation Vue.
Oh, good.
Oh, I
heard about that.
Yeah, I didn't hear that. You cut out, man. What did you say? There's a rumor that Sony are gonna what?
Oh, they're gonna sell PlayStation Vue TV streaming service.
Yeah, get rid of that shit, man.
Yeah. So, I guess for those that actually believe Sony's really into the streaming shit can stop now because they're clearly not.
Don't need it.
Don't
That's a waste. That's a waste for Sony. It's a waste. It might probably cost them more to run than they're making.
And it wasn't really doing it wasn't really doing anything for them to begin with.
It sounds like a movie theater anyway. View. The way they spell it, VUE, view, like a movie theater.
Yeah, because the live TV streaming service.
Again, it just proves that services aren't going to be what they think these people are going around saying.
I'm happy.
They did it. They did it because of Xbox. That was their answer to Xbox TV. Because when they were working on View, they weren't sure how they knew that Microsoft were going to push like the cutting your cable box, TV, cutting the cord. They knew Microsoft were going to push the whole cutting cord thing, but they didn't know that people wouldn't care about it at that time because it wasn't out yet. So Sony wanted to like make sure they had all bases covered, so they wanted to have their own kind of TV service too, right? But they don't care about it now because they know the public don't give a fuck about it.
Yeah.
Good question. Is it still alive at this point? I doubt it. I don't think nobody uses the damn thing. So.
Nah,
I don't know.
It's very, very low in terms of.
I don't think nobody really uses.
You know what? I don't know anyone. I don't know anyone, nor have I ever heard of anyone who subscribed to it.
I actually am a subscriber to AT&T. What was it?
Have an outlier
now.
Now.
It's another live TV streaming service. I'm paying like what, $50 a month.
What now? Is that it's like Sky, part of Sky?
No.
Is it called Now TV?
No. I think you won't be able to get it, Foxy. It's only.
We have it in the UK, but it's basically Sky TV with all the movies and Sky Cinema. It's basically that thrown into a a cheap, 30-day rolling contract. So your contract lasts only 30 days.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
no.
the basis of the PlayStation View, it was just to attract people to use that peripheral that they had. Remember the
Remote?
yeah, the remote
Yeah.
the remote caster that they had. That was
Yeah.
part of the bundle that they
Who
did.
had that? Who had that?
PlayStation
Sony.
View.
I didn't even know that shit. That shows you how much I cared about the fucking
And
product.
that's part of the reason why it kind of failed, because you have so many different alternatives to live streaming. You have Fire Stick, you have the
Mhm.
Google Chromecast, and you
Yeah.
have a slew of different apps that you can throw on your Android phones, and you can watch live stream TV coverages.
Yep.
You know
Even
what?
YouTube has its own
I'm
thing.
happy with YouTube. Fuck it. When anything I want to watch, I find it on YouTube. I don't quite like paying for TV.
Yeah, nah. Me as of lately, like if I'm watching any news related topics or anything, I'll just go on YouTube. I really
Exactly.
don't.
I get all you lot's news. I get every fucking American news. I know. I keep up with American news as much as I keep up with news going on in the UK, because I got family out there. I need to know what's going on.
Yeah,
Uh,
trust
yeah.
me. This whole thing is like a big old soap opera, bro. Like everything is just.
And I lived there for 8 years, so a part of me is sort of, I've got a connection with the States.
Mhm.
Family, I've lived there. It's like I'm definitely interested. And because they're so tightly aligned, the country I'm living in the United States, like England is basically America's toilet. I'm not going to lie.
Oh my god,
It
man.
is. America do any fucking thing. England does anything for America, man. Makes me sick.
Mhm. Oh.
And that's not against America. Just have a fucking backbone and say no sometimes. Maybe you don't want to invade countries that haven't bothered you.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's practically this whole thing that's going on, man. A lot of talks about taking some military power out from certain areas where they were present, and the blame game, Republicans versus Democrats. It's a whole, like, I see it as a big soap opera. Like everybody's pointing the finger at one person, and the other person is pointing the finger back, and they're not really coming to a sound solution to help the
Look,
people understand.
we've got our own Donald Trump now, man.
Oh God, don't.
No, seriously, he just became prime minister. Like we weren't even elected by us. We didn't even elect him. They just chose him, and he's a Donald Trump fucking lookalike.
Oh God. Oh, the dude with the weird bowl cut.
The guy with the same hair as Donald Trump, man. The same fucked up hair.
Is it? Does he look like? Is he an Ed Sheeran lookalike?
Huh? Kinda, yeah, kinda. He's Boris Johnson, man. He's a goofball.
Boris Johnson,
man.
yeah. I heard he got clowned.
He's a clown.
A lot.
He's a clown. But he's seen as a clown here. Like he's a goofball. No one takes him seriously. And now he's running the country. So we got our own Donald Trump. So it ain't you lot just suffering.
Oh, God.
Oh my God, bro. Oh God. I hope you guys are in good hands, man.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yep.
But
What's going
quite
on at
frankly,
this point?
I'm just
Yeah.
Man, listen. I'm a man. I'm a man of color. So I've been in the struggle. So nothing bothers me, bro. It don't matter what rules they come up with, yeah? Like the persecution I've seen, not against me, but what I've witnessed for others who look like me. Like there's nothing that they can't put. There's nothing that a woman of color can't go through. Nothing. We've already been in hell. Already been through hell. There's nothing anyone can do. No government can do now, because those people have already been to hell and back.
Good point.
power and unity, my brother. Power and unity.
That's why black people don't worry about problems like that. The country going to shit. We don't worry because we ain't never had a stake in it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
True, man.
Do I have any else? Nah, I'm all out of topics. Anybody have anything else y'all want to talk about? Add anything to?
Well, we can't end it on what I just said. We've got to bring it up a little.
Yeah, bring it up to the gaming.
Bring up the vibe a little. I didn't mean it to go downhill like that. Bring it up, man, because I'm in a good mood.
GTA 5. Stephen Hawk.
I just speak my mind, man. Maybe I shouldn't
yeah.
speak my mind. So
No, you're
clearly.
fine. GTA 5, Stephen Hawking said that the game is going to drop 2020 or between 2020 and 2021, and said that this is the biggest PlayStation and Scarlet game pretty much this day, and more than likely this game will not be launching or running on the current gen consoles now because the game is simply too big. So expect some insane improvements and a bigger world with the open environment. So what y'all think?
Let's see.
Oh, they Craig's been dipped out.
I feel like Sony are gonna tie some kind of exclusivity up with that game. Not the entire game. It will come out on multiple platforms, probably last on PC.
Yeah.
But I feel like Sony might get missions or something. Because Sony are really aggressively targeting third parties for PS5. They want to tie up a lot of third-party games, not as in only playable on PlayStation, but as in features only available on PlayStation.
Okay. All right. You want to add anything to that, Carlos?
The only thing that I can see is just improvements on just third-party support for next gen in terms of having exclusive deals and giving the opportunities to the third-party developers to create something that they want to do, not just confine them into you got to do it with this service model based ideology. Just give them the open free reins to create good content. All this microtransaction loot based pay to win perspective, I don't want to see for next gen. I really don't.
Oh, it's gonna be too little too late for you.
I just want 8 days. I want 8 days resurrected. I know they've lost the trademark. So unless someone's taken that trademark, I don't know if they can call it that again. But Sony had 8 days demo for PS3. That looked so fake.
Crazy.
It looked good. The renders looked good, but it was so fake. It wasn't real.
But the concept, man, like I would have wanted to have to play a game like that just to play.
I know. It was like an early Watch Dogs, the way they were jumping over the car bonnet and firing their gun. And not only that, the getaway. I can't keep stressing this enough. I really need the getaway. I feel like the UK really needs to put itself back on the map, like for open world games.
They need a banger, bro.
Right, because don't get me wrong. As much as I love driving around fictitious American locations or even real ones, yeah. Like sometimes you want to play a game that you're ultimately super familiar with. You live there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I played The Getaway on the PlayStation 2, I was driving down certain parts, like Edgware Road and stuff. I used to live around the corner from there. I even recognized the stores in the game that they rent. I was like, damn, I used to go into that store. Oh man, I know someone that live on that road. It's crazy the level of detail, even on the PS2, for The Getaway was insane because I could easily recognize shit.
Wow, that's crazy, bro.
Even the police station. I've been to that police station.
Well,
not as someone in trouble. I went with someone who was reporting their car stolen. But I've been to that police station.
All right. Now, for me, I want to see some, quite possibly, Dino Crisis being reimagined. Time Splitters, which is actually a freaking good game. Onimusha. It's like a slew of games that I want to see from the old school days being reintroduced with upscaled graphics with the PS5 and Xbox Scarlet, type of performance. And that's what I'm really looking for next gen, like just reiterations of games of the past, but done properly.
Okay.
No, I'm not drunk, Bryson Tatum, but I do like your name though. Cool name. Are you Bryson Tatum or Tatum Bryson? Some people they put their surname last when they're signing up for things.
All right. Anybody else have anything else on that?
I'm all out, bro.
You all out? What you, Lobo?
Lobo? What?
Guessing you want to add?
Oh, no. I accidentally muted my mic. I was trying to say what was. Yeah.
Mr. Fox, anything you want to add?
Yeah, I want to add something. 2 and 2 is 4. 4 and 4 is 8. 8 and 8 is 16. Yeah, I did
16
something.
plus 16,
All right.
32. 32 plus 32, 64.
Ah, here you go. Following them. Anyway,
Hey, put the chips away, man. Put the chips away.
or at least
Funny you
mute your
say that.
mic.
That's how consoles were, you know. They used to go up in those increments. It would be like 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256. And I'm not sure if we ever got beyond 256. Have we? Are we 256-bit now or beyond that? Because Dreamcast was 128-bit.
I think we've been past that point. Woo.
I don't think we are, you know. I think we're at 256-bit. I'm sure we are. If you look at PC 256-bit bus, I don't see anything higher than that.
Nah, not actually the highest I've seen, and it was I think for Nvidia. I seen one card in specific. I don't know which one it was.
But did it go to 512? It didn't double though, did it? Like
no, it didn't double. I think the highest was like 320.
Listen, my gaming history is so long that you lot talking about gigabytes. I used to play on 16 kilobytes. I used to play on 32 kilobytes and 48 kilobytes and 64 kilobytes. Not even a megabyte. Bro. And then when I got my Sega Master System, I played my first 1 megabyte game.
That was the Sega Master System was so revolutionary at the time. It had so many peripherals.
I played my first game on the cards. The cards were 512 kilobytes, which is half a meg. Right, cards like Super Hang-On on a credit card type. They were way ahead of their time. You could use cartridges and these game cards. The game cards phased out after a while. They were more for launch, like the first year or two. But then it was all about the cartridges, and then cartridges were like started off at 4 megabytes, and then Street Fighter came out, and that had to be 8. And then Sega started making games like Virtual Racing, needed 16 gigabytes. You know, no megabytes. Sorry, megabytes. See, I'm thinking gigabytes because we're, you know. But I go all the way back. Blast processing. You know, even what was the number one feature? Mode 7 graphics on the Super NES.
Bro, my God, Foxy, you going way back.
Yeah, man. I listen. I got heritage and pedigree in this game, and I ain't someone who just started gaming when I started my YouTube.
Yeah,
you're going way back. You know what's the funny part? You ever get to play Rambo on the Sega Master System?
No, I played it on the Commodore 64, and it took about 45 minutes to load, and just to see the loading screen. You know you turn on your console now, you start The Witcher 3. Within seconds, the Witcher 3 title screen comes up. Well, on the Commodore 64, you had to load to get to that screen, and it would draw slowly in front of you as the picture built up with squiggly lines in the background and making all kinds of modem noises. It was incredible, and 45 minutes didn't seem like a long time to wait those days.
Yeah. And what about what about Pitfall? You ever got to play Pitfall?
Of course, I played Pitfall on the Atari 2600 first of all.
Bro, that was super classic, man.
We used to have a boys club when I was like 10, 11. We used to have a boys club, and even though like the Mega Drive was out by then, because it's a boys club and it's run by old fogies, like to them, the Atari 2600 was still a hot item, even though it was like 1970 something it came out. You know, but this is in the 90s, you know, early 90s. Or mid-90s, like when Mega Drive was still on fire. Like, and I'd be playing Pitfall, I'd be playing River Raid. I used to love River Raid.
Oh man, that game was so fucking awesome, man.
And we'd be playing pool and then taking turns on the Atari. And sometimes the simplest things in life are the best things.
Yes.
Sometimes when shit gets complicated and you become an adult and shit becomes more complicated and your tastes and what impresses you becomes more complicated, like you lose some of that essence. You know, when you're young, everything impresses you. Even 20-year-old technology impresses you when you're a kid.
Yup.
Okay, good point. Yes.
Trust me. Like
Y'all
Man.
going way back. Y'all going back to y'all childhood moments.
Oh, I
Bro,
played.
I remember the first.
yeah,
I remember
I
when
think-
the first 3DO popped out, and that was like in 91, 92, and I was like, wait, what up? What 3DO CD drives? Like, wait, what's this?
Someone
Man.
mentioned Alex Kidd, right?
Yeah, Alice Kid was a good.
I remember that was a built-in game in the Master System. I don't know if it was in America, but in the UK,
No, that we had it here in the United States as well.
you had to do something with the controller because the controller only had 2 buttons. You know, and you had to do something with the controller, and then you could get into a hidden menu, and Alex Kidd would be there, and it was like an RPG. Alex Kidd.
Yeah.
I love those games, man. I love them all. Like, I don't know. I preferred Sega before Nintendo. I think the UK preferred Sega more than Nintendo, and then Nintendo won us over, and then we started loving Nintendo more. But I remember in Europe, they were more about Sega than Nintendo. Don't get me wrong, they loved Nintendo as well. But if you look at the regional areas and what system was selling the most, it would have been the Sega Master System and the Mega Drive.
Yeah, those were the two dominant consoles for Europe at that time. Nintendo's market was more or less more based in
America and Japan.
America, Japan, and some regions in Mexico. Trust me.
But that all changed when Street Fighter came out.
Oh yeah.
When the Super NES bundle of Street Fighter 2 was on the shelves, like people were ditching their Mega Drives because we all played in the arcade around that time.
Yeah.
And that was the only place you could play it. And like for it to be exclusive to Nintendo, Super Nintendo for at least 2 years, I'm sure it was before it came on the Genesis. Then the Genesis got a hyper version, didn't it?
Yeah,
like a
the
faster version.
Turbo.
Yeah, like a
Turbo.
Champions edition or something, right? I remember buying it. But I noticed something was off about it. It didn't look as colorful to me.
Yeah, that was the problem. The color palette for the Sega Genesis version, they kind of
It was only like 64 colors in it or something.
Yeah, that was the problem.
I think Super Nintendo had 256 colors.
Yeah.
You could see it in Mortal Kombat as well. Even though the blood was missing in the Super NES version, the graphics looked way better in the Super NES version.
And that's how we began with the whole visual aspects that, you know, Sega couldn't really hold its jock strap to Super Nintendo because Nintendo produced.
That's crazy, isn't it? In the 80s, the big selling point was which has more colors. It weren't about T-flops. It weren't about RAM. It was just which system has more colors than the other system.
But I will
colors.
But
colors.
I will tell you this much. As much as I love the Super Nintendo and as much I admired the design for their games, when it came to the audio department of their games, they were so bad that you couldn't even I couldn't even get into the games because of the sound sometimes. It was just like
on what? On
the SNES, the Super Nintendo.
Are you sure? I thought that had the best sound out of all the 16-bit consoles.
That Sega Genesis, for some reason, most of the games, especially you could tell the difference when you played Maximum Carnage.
The Genesis had the weakest sound.
Trust me,
it had terrible sound. No, the Genesis, it had a horrible MIDI sound, whereas the SNES sounded more orchestral with its chip. Like they could do much more with the Super NES.
Certain games, but for me, Maximum Carnage,
you know what? Streets of Rage has the best Sega Genesis soundtrack ever. Streets of Rage. It's got that at the beginning when you know the first Streets of Rage on the title screen. You get that kind of beat, kind of song. It's mellow and that was the best they could get out of the system, bro. That's why they needed the Mega CD to take over the sound because the sound was shit on the Genesis. The Super Nintendo had way better sound. It was like that with the Spectrum 48K as well and the Commodore 64. Like Commodore had the SID chip, SID chip, right? Audio chip, which was way better than the little diddy stupid sound effects that the Spectrum used to make.
Well, for me, when I played Maximum Carnage and I played it on the SNES to Sega Genesis, the Sega Genesis version sounded much more better.
That's to do with the developer, but not the hardware. Because believe me, when I tell you Super Nintendo's sound chip pissed all over the Mega Drive Genesis one. Trust me, it pissed all over it. When you loaded the SNES game, it sounded like an orchestra. Like you could hear loads of different instruments, right? It was as close to, it was like just before CD started hitting console market, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
SNES had the most closest to CD than any system before these systems started going CD-ROM. Like, trust me, it was so much better. I don't know why you had that experience with that game. I never played that game to make the comparison on both systems, but believe me, Super NES, that audio was untouchable.
True.
It was as close to CD quality as you can get at the time without being a CD.
Okay, let's check this out.
In fact, just for nostalgia,
Mm-hmm.
I might sign up to I might do the trial on the Switch and play some SNES games and listen to the music. Ghouls and Ghosts. If you listen to Ghouls and Ghosts on the SNES and listen to that on the Mega Drive, you hear big difference in the music. The Mega Drive sounded scratchy. The audio sounded a bit scratchy, like it was digitized audio, like it weren't natural, like it was a recording in a very cheap toy. You know, like a child's toy and like a doll that repeats words, like the audio's crap. You know what I mean? Like really poor, low bit rate. I found the SNES to be like, well, excuse the pun, music to my ears.
Alright, sorry to adjust this. Alright. My bad.
Alright, so we've been on for like what, how long now?
Over 2 hours.
Yeah, well, it's been an interesting talk, man. We went down the road of nostalgia there. I enjoy that. Always enjoy talking, knowing that I'm not the oldest fart on the block. There are other people that existed in my prehistoric years.
Hey, I'm about to be 36 this year, so we're two prehistoric farts in a podcast.
What year was you born, bro?
83.
So was I.
Yeah.
When are you turning 36?
December this year.
I'm a little bit older than you. I turned in May. I turned in May, man.
Yeah, you're a couple of months older. Don't worry, it's fine.
I already turned 23 a few days ago, so I'm.
Happy birthday! Happy belated birthday, bro.
Yeah.
Here I am getting itching closer to that 30-year mark. Great.
How old are you? 27.
27.
You a baby.
Yeah, you still.
I can still smell the milk. I can still smell the milk on your breath.
Leave me alone.
Okay. But he's wise beyond his years.
I'm joking. I'm jealous. I'd love to have my mindset and be in my I'd love to be 21 again with the way I think now. I'd conquer the fucking world easily.
I wish I was young again too, man.
No, I don't want to be young in brain though. Mind. If I was to be young, it'd have to be physically, not mentally. I would never want to.
Yeah, I'm on the same ship as you. I want to be young physically, not mentally.
Yeah, I would never want to be 21 in my brain again. That was. I'm sorry if I offend any 21-year-olds who are in the chat, but trust me, you'll see in 10 years' time, you're gonna realize how stupid you were. You're gonna look back and say, I was a fucking idiot.
Oh yeah, there's been.
I didn't know shit.
There's been moments like that where you just reminisce on certain situations, like, yo, I could have just done something a little bit slightly different, but now it's, not fixable because it's in the past.
Yeah.
When I shave, right, if I shave my beard, I can look like I'm 20s easily. I can pass for 28. I can pass for 26. I could probably pass for Ryan's age.
Same here. Trust me.
When I shave, if I let my beard grow, though, I'm like Joaquin Phoenix on a bad day.
That's sad part. When
he was on David Letterman wearing those beards. Remember that? Yeah. Acting strange on David Letterman to promote that independent movie.
Trey older than both of you? God damn. What's they say? He's 40. Yeah. Shout out to all you up in the chat. Shout out to all you.
Yeah. Shout out to all the old men in the chat.
Don't be proud of being older. Don't be proud of being older than me, bro. That ain't nothing to be proud of.
But we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Don't worry. We'll catch up to you guys eventually.
You shouldn't be proud of your age anyway. That's not for you to be proud of. You had no choice. Unless you die, you ain't got a choice in what age you are.
Nine.
Y'all ready to shut this down?
I can't wait to get to my 50s though. I can't wait to be 50.
You gonna retire from YouTube at 50?
No, you know why? Because I know I'm gonna look good. I'm gonna look George Clooney good when I'm 50. I know I am.
Oh no. No, at least you guys
You'll go out like Batman.
No, I know I am. You know why? Because Because I'm getting the odd grey hair, and it's coming in just the right places. It's like it's been sculpted on me to prepare me for looking like a
so you want to look like
fox.
You want to look like a DILF, huh? That's what you're trying to say, a DILF?
No,
Can we move on?
God,
Y'all crazy.
I tell you what it is. I'm just not afraid.
So
I'm just not. You know what it is? I'm just not afraid of getting older. I'm embracing it. Because you know what? Don't get me wrong, right? Listen. Let me tell you something. When you get older, if you get old the right way, meaning you don't let your weight go, and you don't strain your face too hard of all the drugs and the drink and whatever you're doing. I don't know, none of my business. But remember, it's taking a toll on you.
Yep.
Yeah, all those late nights and parties, it's ruining your skin. But anyway, if you age gracefully, you can still look damn sexy. Trust me. Even to younger people will fancy you. It's not about your age. It's about how you carry yourself. It's about your charisma. It's about your get up and go, your zest for life. Because you got young people who are lazy and do nothing more than a pensioner, like an OAP. Like they're slow. They don't want to do nothing. They might as well be 90 the way they carry on. Their life is boring. Like they retired already and they're in their 20s.
Bro, tell you the truth, honestly, I am bald headed. All I have is a nice little chin strap on my chin, and I let my facial hair grow on my face, but the hair, I let that shit go.
I wish I had more gray. How about that?
I wish I had more gray. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that's making me look a little bit younger and slightly is that I don't have no gray hairs presently anywhere.
I wish I had more gray hair.
Crazy. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Honestly, because I'd wear that gray like a pimp.
You don't do that pimp strut around down the
I'll wear that gray
alleyway?
like a pimp. Sexy and wise at the same time. You can't beat it.
Oh god.
You can't
All right.
pimp.
That's pretty much it, guys. Shout out to everybody who came through. Had like almost 170. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all coming through for the RGT. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Do me a huge favor, hit that like button. 140 of you guys in here. Can we get 100 likes before we end this stream? But thank you guys so much for stopping by. Like always, a pleasure. I look forward to Fridays. Always a good time. And I want to say shout out to Craig Harris. He was with us. He dipped out a little early. But we had a lot of topics to go over, as you guys saw. But we also just had fun. So we like to quote unquote let loose on Friday. So I hope you guys enjoyed that.
Yeah, Jamal Bates. Yes, Carlos has no hairline, but guess what? I still pull more girls than you with this hair with no hairline at all.
Oh my god, here we go.
Do you know who Jason Stratham is? Do you know who Jason Stratham is?
Who?
No.
Oh no.
Jason Stratham.
I didn't hear what you said. No.
Transporter.
The guy.
Transporter. Jason Stratham. Yeah.
You mean Statham?
I know.
Jason Statham.
He's been
Jason Statham,
whatever his name is, whatever, man. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. It's 30 minutes past midnight. What the fuck do you want from me? But here's the thing, right?
So you got me. He said Statham. I'm like, wait, what? You shot say Statham?
You know what I mean, man. You know what I mean. But listen, that guy been bald since he was born, and he ain't had no problems collecting the hottest women on the planet. What you lose on top, you know what they say? What you lose on top, you gain below. So don't, be happy, bro.
This man said, "Yo, my god,
oh my god,
bro. On some real shit. You ain't far from it, Trey." He said it's a Jefferson episode. It's kind of this podcast kind of was like a Jefferson episode. Everybody's funny, so.
And women love men. I tell you what, I know lots of women who love men who have a shaved sort of head, not bald completely, even if you're balding, but low, cut really low and shaved, and with a bit of stubble. I know women love that because it makes you look edgy, it makes you look gruff. Like that gruff look. Yeah. You don't look like a schoolboy. You don't look like you're in Sunday school. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You still look like groomed, You don't look too.
like
You don't look
fine
too.
wine. You look like
You don't
fine.
look too sharp. Yeah, I don't like when if I get my beard shaped or whatever, or my hair shaped. I don't like it to look too fine. I don't like too much precision. I don't like it because it's like you painted it on me. I don't like that. It's just like I don't like buying shoes that are shiny. I never buy shiny shoes.
So you don't like getting the beam treatment, like how they do it over here.
Nah, I don't like that shit. I see Americans how they shave their beard. It looks like someone drew it on you. It looks too perfect. I don't like that type of perfection. I'm sorry. I like it to look like it's neat, but it's got flaws. That's what I like. I don't like any perfection. I don't like that shit. You know, if I wear a tie, I don't wear the tie all the way up to my neck, prim and proper. I wear my tie kind of loose. That's how I like it, with the top button of my shirt undone. I look like I've been gambling all night. That's how I like to wear my tie, like I've been fucking night.
Yep.
I don't want to look like no pretty boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to look like no pretty boy. I don't want to look like no pretty. Ready for Sunday school. Fuck that shit.
All right.
On that note, people,
Yeah.
we are about to end the stream.
The stream's pretty much already done. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all
Yeah.
again. I appreciate y'all. Let's do these outros. Lobo, go ahead, brother.
Happy birthday, Jamar. It's your birthday. Go shorty. Where's your PlayStation? Go shorty. Here's an Xbox. Happy birthday. Here's the Xbox. Not this year's Xbox. Last Xbox.
Oh,
my
God.
Oh god.
Shout out to Jamar Bates. Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, bro.
You should have won the PlayStation now, man. It's your birthday.
Yeah.
Yo,
What's going on, man?
Jamal, have one on us, bro. You know.
I'm a bust some stamps for you, man. Trust me.
Uh,
Next time I get into a fight, I'm a bust some stamps on someone's head for you. Trust me.
okay.
Lobo, do your outro, please. Do your outro.
Really? You gonna do the outro with the chips, man? Come on.
Do the outro.
Okay. What up, guys? Savage Lobo here. Thank you guys all for watching today.
That's fucking terrible. I trained you better than that. Try again.
Oh, God. I can't.
Just give me the light.
Do it again. God damn it.
Just give me the light and pass it draw.
Okay, guys.
Listen,
Yeah.
Yo.
What up, guys? Savage Lobo here.
Dirty.
Okay, can you stop?
I don't really care what people say.
I don't really watch what
Can
they
I see some of them? Okay, guys. What up, guys? Savage Lobo.
Oh my
here.
God, I
Thank
have
you.
to deal with deport them.
He did it perfect. I'm done. He did it perfect as fuck. I'm done. That's why I can't. All right.
Fucking kidding. Okay,
All right.
Savage Lobo here. Thank you guys for watching RGT episode. It's lovely finding RGT episode with me, Big Cloud, Foxy, and Carlos and Craig. Yeah.
All right.
I want to thank and also I want to thank everyone who's giving me wishful happy birthdays the past few days. I really appreciate it. But anyways, I'm about to head out. As what Carlos says, gamer by choice, not by trend. Go ahead to Mr. CeeLo Fernandez.
All right, man. As usual,
That's my
Friday
job,
night.
motherfucker.
Friday night, but let my brother from another mother give me the honor of doing the outro.
Go right ahead.
Go ahead. All right, man. God damn it.
I had to mute your ass, like literally. I'm about to do it.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No chips, damn it.
Okay.
Anyway, let's get back to this outro.
Chips bingo.
Yeah.
He just fucking with the bag. He ain't need no damn chips.
Let's just get this done.
Yeah.
Shout out to the 100 and plus people that watched us today. Hit the like and subscribe button to each and every individual on the podcast, including Craig Harris, Foxy Games UK, Ryan, aka Big Cloud Gaming, Savage Lovo, and myself. You can follow me at Just Me and My Girls 4 on Twitter. As always, gamer by choice, not by trend. Deuces.
Yep.
Fox, please.
Yeah. Just to prove I love everybody, when PS5 comes out next gen, you're gonna hear the Xbox. The fan base, the worst of the fan base. Their anthem's gonna be I used to cry myself to sleep at night, but that was all before she came. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Big up all Jamaican and other also that know say we are blessed man. People
And
them
none
yeah,
but
boy.
magic.
Oh
None but
God.
magic.
No.
Do you want more? Do you want more? Ninja man.
None but magic.
And that's all she wrote. Okay.
Yeah.
Appreciate everybody who came through again. Yeah, we'll see you next week. Much love.
Yep.
Y'all be blessed. Y'all be easy. And see you later. Deuces.
Yeah. Play games, not corporations. Remember that. Play games, not corporations. I'm blind to
Y
you,
para todos mis
haters.
Latinos en el chat
I'm
ahora
blind to
mismo.
you. Listen,
I forgot.
haters. I'm
No.
blind to you, haters.
Feliz
No one
viernes
no more
y que pasen
instigators.
una buena noche.
I'm just gonna shut
Yeah,
off.
yeah.